We just got it like that. I don't know if y'all heard, but I just got a Urus. We can go for a ride along sometime in my Urus.
I just put up in a year.
I just thought I'd let you know. I'm paying a monthly premium on it.
Where the bathroom got a urine.
But it's worth it. I took out a loan for the Urus, but it was worth it for the flags.
Hey, where the bathroom got a urine.
I'm trying to pay off these years.
I got something for y'all.
I got a PPP loan to buy the years.
Oh, wow. No. I'm not even gonna
be more.
I'm not even gonna lie. You start smoking weed like in your late teens, you let out a couple of those laughs. And you go like, why did I just laugh like that?
But you're like, you realize there was something off.
Yeah.
That never happened. Wiz never had that moment.
He's just leaning into it. I'm just imagining the Aaliyah's premiere timeline. It's that like 60 times.
Here's where I need help, right? I'm confused. I have a memory of a clip from an interview he did. It might be this one, but I don't know because I don't have the context from before this laugh. But if anyone has the footage of him going, I'm gonna start predicting some more shit. If anyone has that one, please link it. I'm not joking. I've spent at least an hour or two specifically looking for that clip.
Oh my God.
My memory could be off and it could be this one, but they just cut that part out. But I don't think so. I think it's a separate interview where he goes, I'm going to start predicting some more shit. There used to be
like
multiple.
If a duck smoked weed.
There used to be multiple.
They call me the Black Simpsons. I be prediction shit.
They used to have multiple Wiz Khalifa laugh compilation videos on YouTube.
How do you not hear yourself, bro?
You know how fried you gotta be to let out a laugh like that? How
well, we need to talk. We need to talk to
Yeah.
people who knew Wiz Khalifa before he started smoking weed to like either deny or confirm that he laughed like that before the weed. There has to be an element of him just having a weird laugh before he started
just
smoking.
like,
Or it's just that, and now it's just a little bit more drawn out or exaggerated because he's high. Like maybe before it was like, like that. He'd be like, and then he started smoking. He was like,
black and yellow.
Sounds like,
I can't even find this. Like the full version of this, I can't even find. You see all these.
That's hiphop.com.
You see all these logos. I searched every one of them. And Wiz Khalifa laugh. Nothing.
4 different blogs.
This, I don't even think this website exists anymore. So someone has this in the stats.
They paid for a year on that domain. And
someone has the full footage of this, or I'm gonna start predicting some more shit. Like someone has that, and I'm asking you, please. Send it to me.
Yeah, somebody saw that day one is like, this is gonna come up.
Also, while we're here, do y'all have any like obscure vines from back in the day that you've never seen like resurface, or like there's a specific vine?
All Logie Dogie ones for me.
I have a really niche one. I'll put this one out too. Like I will literally pay, I don't know how much yet. I'm not gonna put the number up, but I will pay someone if they can come up with this clip I'm about to describe. I've literally talked about this for years, like saying I will pay someone.
I wonder if I've heard of it.
Probably not. It's clearly like a black family gathering. It's like Thanksgiving or something. And it's a vine. It's from a perspective of someone sitting across from an unk who's like falling asleep on the sofa. And Brian McKnight's what is it? Start Back at One. What's the name of the song? Is that
Start Back at One?
That one?
Yeah.
That's playing in the background, and it cuts in, and it's literally like the unk, and he's like, And as he's like fading, you hear Brian McKnight, if ever I believe my work is done. And then it cuts, it just hard cuts. A kid comes around the corner with the pillow and just smacks him right in his fucking face. Here's the thing, he doesn't wake up. He gets hit and he goes, and as he does that, you hear Brian McKnight going, and then it just starts over again.
That sounds like a masterwork.
It's literally one of the greatest videos I've ever seen on the internet, and I don't have it, and I can't find
Someone will find that.
Please,
Somebody will know.
Someone, if you have that.
Have you seen? This is very findable. But have you seen the video of Brian McKnight doing the? He has a song where he goes, "Let me show you how your pussy works."
I vaguely remember this.
Did you know that it could squirt?
Wow. It sounds like almost instructional or educational.
It kind of is.
It's like a Schoolhouse Rock song.
Yeah, a little bit. Makes you wonder who he's singing to, I guess.
Hey, it's Brian McKnight here. The other day on Twitter, I had an idea about doing an adult mixtape. And I asked everybody on my
I love that he's so straightforward about what it is.
What subject would you want me to
Fully
tackle?
has like 3 sons,
Like
2 sons.
Yeah, my kids' drawings are right behind me.
They're like, fuck you, Dad. Please stop.
I've had with men, lots of conversations I've had with women, just about other sexual type things that I like to tackle. So
Tackle.
I'm in the middle of
Someone's
got
to tackle.
Preview of what that song is, and the name of the song is "If You're Ready to Learn." So let me give you what the chorus
If you're ready
is.
to
Let me give you a little bit of the track. This is what
I love that he
said.
does it like it's just a music class.
Show you how your pussy works. Since you didn't bring it to me first. I have lots of things to show you. If you're ready to learn, let me show you how your pussy works.
I remember this, and he recorded an official version, I think.
I have lots of things.
Imagine making money off this song.
Doing an R&B Fred Rogers song about vaginas.
That's what I'm talking about. So let me give you a little bit of the track to give you an idea.
A little
what this is gonna
creepy.
sound like.
To say the least.
It's like, now let's hear that with instrumentation.
But I made it sound really good.
Yeah.
Do you hear the chord changes?
Yeah, he's going.
Every time you give it up.
Give it up?
Every time
I remember this. I must have been in college.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, 2012.
They talk a real good game.
All right. All right, bro.
he's got very
I'll
2012.
stay with Start Back at One and make a dream come true. I just remembered
Just wanna be with
he was
you.
performing on Oprah,
Yeah.
and the whole thing was like middle-aged women. It was like, oh, middle-aged women love Brian McKnight.
Yeah.
He's grown and sexy.
Was he ever young? Like
His first hit was when he was young, I think.
I
What
mean,
was
I
it
guess
again?
because I was so like, I guess that was the first song I heard of his. You make a dream come true.
To leave it all behind. That was his first.
Yeah.
His first. What
He's
is it
just
called?
like-
Very pretty.
He's just always been like kind of a little just leathery man vibe to me. You know?
1992. One Last Cry. That was his.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now that I'm looking at the image for the single, he looks like the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
That's
Yeah.
2012.
Let me show you how your
Look at his
pussy
hair.
works.
Wow.
Yeah, this is
That's fire.
this is reminding me of that article that's like, did people just used to look older?
Yeah.
I
seen
think
that?
that all the time. I think that all the
I
time.
think about the tweet I
Yeah.
read where it was like 30-year-olds don't look like anything. Like they just don't have a look. No one looks 30 really. Like,
Yeah.
because you can look 45 in your 30s, you can look, 25 in your 30s. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
I think
this
it was like
nether
Cheers. Like half the cast, almost all the cast of Cheers was like in their 30s at one point. One guy looks 50, one gal looks fucking 25, one guy looks 37.
I mean, what group of people plays high school the most frequently? 30-year-olds.
30-year-olds.
Checks out.
You got to work into your 30s to build up the opportunities to play a high schooler.
Yeah.
What's the most flagrant example of that, where it's clearly adults playing kids?
I mean,
I feel like Tobey Maguire was pretty old in Spider-Man, wasn't he?
That's one. That's
Flash
up there.
in that movie.
But I think
Flash
there's
McMahon or whatever.
that's definitely one. But I feel like there's crazier,
there's
more flagrant
Twilight. There's it's Grease, the movie Grease, with all those like John Travolta. The guy who's like the antagonistic greaser literally looks like 35. He's got like scars coming down his face. He looks like he smoked Marbs for like 10 years straight, and he's like supposed to be a 17-year-old boy. Yeah, the cast of Grease, and then all the ladies there look like mothers. Like,
yeah.
But when you're fucking 8-9 years old, you're like, that's what they look
that's
like.
what
They're adults after all. They're grown-ups, basically.
You're just looking at a 45-year-old man like, one day I'll be 18.
Yeah. One day I'll be able to fucking vote.
One day.
This is unrelated, but
To what?
to what we're talking about right now.
What are we talking about right now? I don't know.
The rapper Adlib thing just goes in my mind like 24/7. Like every day I think about different rap ad-libs and like who came up with that and like why. And like the one for today that I was thinking of is
Oh, like the
like no, I'm like, who is the first rapper to go
right.
You know, I'm gonna be on top forever.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, that gets associated. You said that's hard. That gets associated with Drake, I feel like. But someone was definitely doing it before Drake.
Right now, Benny the Butcher's the one doing that the most.
Well, there's also
and I'm like, did they do it? And then their homie was like, you gotta sound like a zombie, like put a little bit more. And they're like, like you're taking a bite out of the game. Like,
It's funny
also,
you say zombie because fucking I remember someone was asking Lil Uzi Vert like what he thought of Yeet. Right when Yeet was kind of coming up and they started like making songs together, and he was like, yeah, he's got that zombie in him. Like he was saying to get those zombie sounds, because Yeet is like that too. Universal horror classics.
he got that zombie in him.
If you get the picture,
He sounds like an infernal abyss of hatred and evil.
Just give it. It's
Man, act like it's Halloween. Give me some more. Give me,
Yeah.
That's what
Too
I'm
much,
talking
too
about.
much. Dial it down.
It's very Goosebumps rap. Very Goosebumps.
I like
It's like you getting stabbed. Like you get like someone just shanked you in your stomach.
Rick Ross is kind of like he's picking up a couch. He's like, huh? Picking it up with another guy.
I was gonna say there's also the variation.
Yeah.
Like you're disgusted.
Yeah.
Like what you just said was so disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, that's just fire.
Yeah.
Usually no one.
Yeah, just like really. Give me this. Think about think about how funny that is. Like you were really being vulnerable when you tried that in the studio.
Yeah.
And then everyone went, yo, that was, I don't know what that was, but like, that was hard.
The engineer,
and even the rapper was looking around. He was like, y'all like that? I was just trying something out, but if y'all like that, I can keep doing it.
Yeah. He was like, y'all fuck with that? Yep.
I'm laughing at someone doing that at the end of a rap that's like a hip, a hop, the hip, hop, hop. They were that early with it.
Yeah. The engineer's
come
like,
home and eat your mac and cheese.
Yeah.
A hip hop historian is gonna come through on this one. And be like, actually, that was 1983.
Yeah.
Was the first
Professor Electric did this.
that was.
Professor Electric.
That's
It's like a throwaway X-Men.
that was
Professor Electric. Nah, fuck that.
that was actually sugar free before he really took off. Yeah.
Right.
Professor Electric.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Do it like you got a cold. You got like your throat's real. Like you got some shit.
Do
in
it
your
like you were playing golf and you fucked up.
Do it like when you got a little piece of popcorn in the back of your throat.
Yeah.
When you trying to get the popcorn out.
Like a dog eating peanut butter kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like Drake, when he would do this mouth thing like he's a dog.
Let me tell you something.
Right.
I've seen modern footage of Drake. His looks are settling into him. Let me can tell you that. He's
He's
starting to age.
yeah.
I'm starting to be like, it's a little too HD.
those bodies that he's catching.
Get Drizzy in 4K.
That's guilt. It's guilt. Is what that is.
It's all the souls he's taking.
It's all the mischief.
It's all the
It's the
souls
mischief.
he swore away.
I feel like Drake is like Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat.
Drake definitely has to take a unconscious person to the top of a skyscraper and
Drake has cut somebody's heart out with He's cut somebody's heart out with an obsidian blade before.
He's like, it's a Morgul blade. It's actually going to do more damage than normal. We got to give him to Rivendell.
It's like super sharp, but it also is really fragile, so you got to be careful.
You stab my heart with a Morgul blade.
But I got the ebony armor.
Yeah, he said no one spoke the black tongue of Mordor here in 1,000 years.
It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand sacrifice is cool to me.
Yeah.
One of you.
Not nan one of you.
What's
Not
the dude's
nan
name?
one of y'all.
Oh, is Travis
Is it
Kelce?
Travis Kelce?
Yeah.
Something Kelce.
Travis Kelce.
It's the one on the Chivs.
Yeah.
There's one on the Eagles. They're brothers.
Yeah. Not nan one of you motherfuckers thought that the Kansas City Chiefs would win the Super Bowl.
But
I'm here to tell you that the Kansas City Chiefs have won the Super Bowl, brother.
I also love how it's Washington football team now or whatever. But
the Kansas City
the
Chiefs.
Hey, it's the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs. That's, Chiefs are cool. You can't be mad at that, especially when we all go, oh.
Like, should you so happen to do this motion?
We can't stop
We can't
them.
stop you.
Yeah.
It's not illegal.
We can't stop you. You bought a hot dog. That was $10.
It's just frowned upon. What was that? What was that movie from? It's frowned upon, like masturbating on an airplane.
I think that's from like Dodgeball or Anchorman or something. Yeah.
I feel like Anchorman sounds more.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a Will Ferrell movie.
It's frowned upon. I think that may be Dodgeball. I don't know.
I haven't seen that in years.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
They would. That's one of those movies they play on FX like all the time, right?
DVD on TV. That and Ice Age 2.
And Wolverine Origins.
Yeah.
We talked about
Watch
it
how they
before.
did the plane stunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? What's her name?
I don't know.
Stamos.
Oh, John
Who played-
Stamos.
No. Who played Mystique? What was her name?
Carmen Electra.
No.
I'm laughing.
That's who played
That's not who
Mystique.
played
wasn't it?
Mystique. No.
I'm laughing.
No, it was John Stamos. She was married to John Stamos, I think.
I'm gonna look this up because I'm confused. Oh no, she played that in like the Scary Movie parody.
I was laughing because
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to remember the Full House theme song, and when I think of like 80s, 90s family sitcoms, I only think of one song. It like all blends. Whatever happened to? And I was like, no, that's not it.
The Milkman, the Paperboy.
What is that? Is that Full House? Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah.
Everywhere we turn.
So what? It's the
Rebecca
it's
Romaine?
Rebecca Romaine Stamos. That's what it is.
It's that and the Family Matters one that I get confused. I feel like.
Oh yeah, it's a rare condition.
Yeah.
I never watched Family Matters. I didn't watch a lot of sitcoms in general. Yeah. Did I do that?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't remember it super vividly, but
I haven't
watched
seen
it.
Friends either.
I haven't either. It's good. It's good.
Wait, Friends it?
No, I
haven't seen Friends?
It.
You haven't seen Friends?
Yeah.
None of us.
We're good. We're good. We're okay.
Yeah.
None of us.
No,
We're safe.
no, because
We're safe.
Because the whole thing with when you say, "Oh, I haven't watched Friends" to white people, they're like, "Oh my god, what?
Oh my god, down.
It's like a thing.
I find it to be a pretty boring show.
Years ago, I tried to write a spec script for Friends without having seen an episode. Did not finish. Did not finish.
Joey says, "Geez, climate's really changing quickly." It's a spec.
Like,
it's a spec script.
You ever notice how New York doesn't have any black people in it?
This is making me think about the Boy Meets World communism.
Boy Meets World?
We talked about that on here already.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
World. Yeah,
I think so.
We've gone down that lane of memory.
Girl Meets World.
But what was I fucking thinking of? Oh, in film school, I was in a producing class, and this girl was explaining why she went to film school.
Mm-hmm.
That tens of thousands a year for film school.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the Friends bonus features, the outtakes, and they just seemed to have so much fun on set. And that's what got me into, I wanted to do production because it looked fun. And I'm just like,
whoa.
I'm like,
I meet people like that once in a blue moon where they say the most shallow surface shit for why they dedicated their whole life and money.
Yeah, you meet another designer and they're like, I liked how the FedEx logo has that little arrow in it. And I think that's neat. So I'm a designer now.
Dude, I'm trying to think of an extreme example from like real life. I had one of those conversations recently, but I can't remember what, like where someone said why they got into something, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, for loser reasons.
The vibes just always seemed immaculate to me. And I was like, you need to make that my career. The vibes were like over here. And I was like, I'm going over there. I'm for a career.
My dad owns the concept of filmmaking. So I decided to work in that.
I sort of make my life decisions based on vibes, right? And so when I see an entire field that's like really vibish, I go for it. Yeah, I got to put myself in there.
Of course, and I fully understand that. You know, I just got into film because I have a gun, and so I just kind of worked my way up to the top from there. You know,
I have a gun.
When I made it to the top, Alec Baldwin was fucking there. I was like, you're not getting through. I'm the gun guy,
and that was sort of a stalemate. Because we both had guns at that point. And he said, "I'm gonna lie to everybody. I'm gonna do this on purpose for personal murder reasons."
Up until then,
tell everybody was an accident.
Up until then, it was kind of a Yojimbo situation.
Wait, is there like a conspiracy theory that's like he actually was?
Oh, come on! We all know he did that on purpose. Who really thinks he did that on accident?
Here's what they don't tell you, man. Here's what they not telling you, man.
Yeah,
he was getting paid, man.
He's like, it's your word against mine.
Yeah, he got.
I have to shoot you, Lemon. Reach for the sky.
You ever hear the voicemail messages he left his daughter? Oh, it's insane.
Oh, are they racist in nature?
You're thinking of
Mel Gibson.
Oh yeah, that one's crazy.
That's the only bad voicemail I think of when I think of voicemails.
No, Alec Baldwin's were pretty bad. Yeah,
pull them up.
Just like
it was just like you're a whore and you're out there whoring around.
It was like a step away from that. He wasn't saying that. I thought, if my memory serves me
Grant
correctly,
just walked into him on the street one time. This was after this incident.
Oh,
and he was like arguing with his like wife about like, I want to go in there and see what's in there. She's like, no, let's keep walking. He's like, I just want to go in for a second and look. Like he was mad.
Yeah.
And everyone was just like looking at him.
Can you imagine someone hitting him with the Alec Bald, fuck you, man, fuck you in the street? Can you imagine how he would react to that? Like,
suck my dick.
Yeah. Oh, like if someone was like, psych,
Yeah.
Fuck
Oh
you.
yeah.
Alec, I want your psych, bitch. Fuck you. You killed somebody.
Yeah.
Haven't you seen the news? I'll
It'd be
kill
funny
again.
if someone spat in his face.
Yeah. He's like, I'll kill again. Haven't you seen the news?
and they won't believe.
He just really leans into it. He's like, it's your.
I learned truth telling from Woody Allen, my best friend, in Instagram Live.
How
They
many,
went on
how many
IG
Instagram
Live?
followers do you have?
That's just so weird.
Oh,
Remember when I
He
sent you
did
guys a screenshot of that?
That IG.
And I was like, God, why do people love looking like shit as a flex?
Yeah.
They love looking like they came
Oh,
right
yeah,
out of bed.
That old money when they look like just a leather
Yeah.
belt reading a
I'm worth
newspaper.
$1 billion, but I'm wearing a shitty Titleist visor, and I look like I haven't washed my face in 3 days.
I'm thinking about when you were talking about ants.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
What did you
Classic
say?
Woody Allen movie.
Oh no! What did you say? Oh, you're
when
like
I'm
when
dating girls.
DreamWorks. You're
Oh,
talking.
she's from the same colony.
Oh yeah, that's it. But going from
Like
Saving
with
Private Ryan, going from
No,
Saving
you.
Private Ryan to Ants.
No, yes, you said that, but you were making a joke about like their hiring practices. Like, you're like, oh, like apparently they back then they didn't have a problem like hiring something, but I can't remember the.
Oh no, I
punchline.
don't remember.
Insert clip. Insert flashback.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't remember the past.
I remember watching Ants in school though, for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it was biology.
I remember watching Ants in school for some reason. It was like crazy.
Ants, Woody Allen.
It was like crazy because it had a Z on the end.
Ants. It really should be a B movie when you think about it.
Hey y'all
To
ever
this
seen
day.
the feature motion picture Ains?
Ains.
Ains is so good.
To this
They're
day,
like,
the
what are
only
you-
Woody Allen movie I've ever seen.
They're like, what are you saying? What are you saying? Ains.
Have you seen
Come
the
on,
movie
man, it's a
Antz?
classic, man.
Antz.
It was like The Bug's Life, but cooler.
Yeah, cooler. Patrick Warburton was in it.
He's doing a German accent.
It's Anson.
Yeah.
Das Anson. Have you seen some
Can a
new...
German person
Yeah.
confirm?
Yeah, confirm
Yeah.
it's not that, because I'm pretty sure that's what it would be.
In South Africa, it's the ants word.
Yeah.
Please tell me it's a German. Oh,
It's a new
damn,
DreamWorks
no.
film, Das Anson.
They just called it. Yeah, I guess it already worked.
Das
So why would they
Ansenwürfer.
change it with the Z?
Das Anson Volk. Yeah. Yeah, that's how they make it like digestible in Germany.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Das Anson with Woody Allen.
The movie Ants, starring Woody Allen.
Woody Allen would
Woody-
be a tiny
He would be a
caterpillar
tiny
man named
a microscopic
yeah.
insect creature with a thorax, abdomen.
Slightly jumping the gun when Bug's Life was also coming out. They made Ants.
There was a generation of film. Once a year, they would put out the same film with a different director.
It's sort of like building an Eiffel Tower right after they built the normal one.
It's sort of like if they built the Statue of Liberty in Las Vegas at the same time that the original
At the same
one.
time,
At the same time as
Remember
the
we made
original.
buku bucks.
much less.
The guess for
Cultural
the
impact.
budget, the window is ridiculous. They said 42 to 105 million they spent
Wow.
on the film. We're unsure about the other half of
Some
that.
of it was sort of a laundering operation for Woody Allen, so we're not really sure what the
the
gross
box
was.
office 171.8 mil.
You want to just watch Ants?
Yeah, let's just put on the full film.
Yeah.
Did you see the tweet that was like ratioed by the full length of the SpongeBob movie? And it got like 60,000 likes. It was funny.
That's a good ass movie, man.
Yeah. It's very cinematic.
Yeah. David Hasselhoff. Just what a role. Breakout role for the Hoff.
For the Hoffmeister.
Now that we're men.
Now they were men then?
Now
that we're men.
Now that we're men.
Now.
We have facial hair now that we're men. I changed my underwear.
Isn't that the one where they do I'm a Goofy Goober?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It's the
What is
classic
this?
SpongeBob movie, the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. We already talked about this, but I remember going to see the original Pokemon movie and getting so confused because there was like a short animated film before the regular film and thinking we were in the wrong theater.
Mom, this isn't Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's what little Connor Boyd sounded
This
like.
is like a small, like a sort of short film.
This is fucking mid.
This is a different concept.
Mom, this is fucking mid as fuck. Let's get the fuck out of here. They're ripping us off.
Connor!
No,
Who taught you to talk like that?
we paid for the tickets and it's
Also, you're way ahead on the lingo. Man, it's so futuristic.
man, you don't even know what weed is yet. You don't even have the
That's
groundwork.
20 years out from now, young man.
Yeah. Stop saying futuristic lingo at age 5. Now.
What time are you from? Huh? I didn't raise my son in the future.
Yeah.
Mom, I thought we came here to watch Pokemon.
Yeah. Why couldn't I invite my Twizzies to come watch Pokemon with us?
What were you going to say,
me and
though?
my slime.
You were just confused, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, what the fuck is this? Because it was like a dog in a forest and some shit. It's like, what the fuck?
That's
Have
what they
you
would
seen-
do. They would work, they work out a little situation deal. It's like, yo, this young blood at the company, he a up and coming star. We got, it's like a mixtape. Like we got to put, like show people what
Yeah.
else we bring, what else we coming with on the distribution. So they put at the top of the move. They put at the top of the move.
It's a young man by the name of Mamoru Hosoda.
Top of the move.
Top of the morn?
They put it at the top of the move. That's what they used,
Got you.
that's what they used to do. They put it at the top of the move.
What about the end of the movie?
Sir, what do you say?
Yeah,
put
what
it
about what about the end of the movie, the credits?
Put it on the front end of the movie. Put it on the back end of the movie.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there like an intermission
Like
situation?
a promotional sounds.
Is there like an intermission situation? Do they put some in the...
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they do? Do they put it...
Put it in the middle of the movie. Is there
Yeah.
an example of that? Did the Dragon Ball Z movies do shit like that? I wonder.
An intermission?
I wouldn't know because I wasn't in the theater back then. But like,
I know
figured-
Pixar movies always had a little short before.
Yup,
Oh,
yup,
yeah, at the
yup,
beginning,
yup, yup.
Like Gerald's Game or whatever the fuck that shit's gonna be.
with the toy, before the toy store, they had, you know what I'm talking about.
Now, you ever seen...
Tin Toy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
at the beginning of the Digimon movie? They got that...
Digimon, digital monsters. That's all I got.
Digimon are the champions.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the
That shit
Digimon
lame as
movie.
fuck. You a Digimon fan, man? Come with it, man.
Nah, bro.
My
Nah, bro.
Pokemon, guess
Come
your
on, bro.
Digimon, who winning, nigga?
Come on, bro.
Who
Come on,
winning,
bro.
nigga? A
Hey, come
Pokemon
on, bro.
taking it every time,
Hey,
man.
come on, bro.
Wow.
Digimon got its own merits, bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
Digimon is got-
you're
it's-
offending a lot of
I
Pokemon
wasn't even-
Digi fans.
Fuck Digimon, nigga.
Come on, bro.
It's Pokemon gang
I
over
wasn't
here,
even on
nigga.
Digimon like that, but like I feel
Fuck
like Digimon
Fuck
deserve its
Digi-
respect. You know what I'm
Fuck
saying?
Digimon.
Digimon.
Fuck Digimon.
Nah, bro.
Fuck Digimon.
Because like Digimon,
Fuck Digimon.
Digimon.
Fuck
my nigga,
Digimon.
my
It's
nigga,
about
you not
Pokemon.
you not
Fuck
really hearing
Digimon.
about. You
It's
not
about
really
the
hearing
Pokemon.
out.
Fuck
Come on,
Digimon.
now.
It's
Come
about the
on, bro.
Pokemon. It's about the Pokemon. It's about the
Come on, bro.
Pokemon. It's about the
Come on, bro.
It's about the
Come on, bro.
Pokemon. Fuck
Come on,
Digimon.
bro.
About the
Come on,
Pokemon.
bro.
I
Come
ain't got
on, bro.
nothing beyond that, and I ain't got to because Pokemon hard, nigga. Came first. Digimon came after.
Hey, but it's a
Cell
different
animation
concept.
reigns supreme, nigga.
But it's really like a different concept, though. It's kind of a similar
They
show.
catching monsters and putting it in their pockets.
Nah, but they kind of being homies with the monsters. It's like a different thing. You know what I'm saying? It's
Okay,
like,
I kind of fuck with that, but I also like Pokeballs, nigga.
Digimon,
Okay, but like
it's because they put their digits in
They
the
put
I
their
like
Digimon-
I
yeah.
like the shit that feel like a commodity, nigga.
Yeah,
And
but
I like shit. You could package a whole living organism into a bowl.
So you fuck
and then
with
I can take it into like a toy. It's a living organism, but it's like a toy. And I contain them in my fucking pocket, but I could pull them out though and let them roam. But then I got the leash on them. That's why I like Pokemon, man.
So you fuck with like animal cruelty and shit like that.
Yeah, nigga.
You fuck with like animal cruelty type shit.
Yeah.
And you fuck with like
I'm collecting them shits, man.
And you fuck with
Look, what's the tagline of the show? Gotta catch them all.
Right. Like some like a slave patrol type shit.
What if they want to run away?
Look, man.
You gotta.
Hey, look, man. Pokemon gang. Fuck Digimon, man.
Hey, bro. Come on. Digimon kind of hard though.
Let me.
Somebody come fuck with me, bro. Right, like Digimon. I feel like
what's the most
hard.
famous Digimon character?
Fucking what's it? Agumon.
Agumon.
But I say you couldn't
Is that like the
you couldn't
orange
even-
gecko
Name
guy?
3.
That's the orange.
Name
That's
3.
the orange. Agumon.
I can't even.
Devilmon.
Devilmon.
Angelmon.
Was Digimon cell animation? I remember it being like
Yeah, I think so.
not.
There was if you actually though, if
The
you
shit was crisp and clean.
The,
like I don't know how they produce it.
the Digimon movie, Our War Game, I think is by
War game.
yeah, I think Mamoru Hosoda is the director, and it's actually, I think it is cell animation, except for like the online sequences when they go into the internet. And then, but like the animation, it kind of looks like if you know, what's the dude who did Devilman Crybaby? Why am I blanking on his name right now? He's one of my favorite anime directors, and I cannot remember his name for the life of me right now.
I'm sorry. Did we ever talk about Code Lyoko in here?
No, we did not.
Wow.
I like the character design for Digimon.
If you, there's a,
We can add that to the mood board. The Digimon.
if you pull up,
You guys heard of Digimon?
It's not better than Pokemon, but
if you pull up like, there's a compilation of
hard,
like
though.
how the translations from Japanese went. They just like threw in a bunch of silly shit.
Really?
there
They
were
just said fuck it?
There were certain lines that just like, this doesn't mean shit. And there's a compilation of like all the scenes at like this kid's mom's house. I forget their names, but like the mom is just serving them just like ridiculous shit. Just like, yeah, here's your fucking dirt shake, you piece of shit. And they just like,
You know, Izzy, I can never get Ty to try any of my recipes. I think they taste great. Want to try my spinach cookies? I made beef jerky shakes. Would you like a glass of potato juice, Izzy? Great. Kids, I made your favorite, liver sticks. So do I have enough of this stuff? Beats me. It's the first time I've used flour to bake a cake.
they just like love it.
I remember being a kid and being like, it's too much anime for my head. It's like Pokemon was enough.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Then they said, but then they said, we gonna add more Pokemon. They had 100. Then we gonna throw more in the mix. And then they go, now Yu-Gi-Oh, now you gotta follow Yu-Gi-Oh too. And you gotta get the cards. And then Digimon.
You really did.
Digimon on top of that, I was like, look, man. Pikachu, I was good. Pikachu, I choose you. Everything else, you know.
I was a
You're
little
like,
bit like,
I have a personal relationship with Pikachu. He knows me.
Right.
Yeah. That's brilliant how they set
I be
that up.
leaning in like Pika.
Well, and it's also like that was there. That I don't know what's the equivalent. I mean, sky dwellers or skylanders or whatever the fuck that was.
Sky fuckers.
Sky
Fuckers. Yeah, the child's toy sky fuckers.
Skylanders.
Skylanders.
Skylanders Academy?
Something like that.
Man, this sounds like some fucking. What the fuck?
Is that the
I'm just
motherfuckers
saying.
where
I
they
don't
were
know
like,
if we got a better time for watching like anime and cartoons and trading cards than the early 2000s.
You were
I mean, that
bringing
was
this up to say how whack it is, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
well, how
right.
that
I'm saying Skylanders.
making that
that
decision right now.
phenomenon may have been the only time where there was even close to the same level of fervor over like a peripheral with a, show.
Wait, I'm
I can,
confused. I'm
Like,
confused.
isn't Skylanders like there's dragons you put on a fucking pedestal?
those
and
like
then
the
it's
dragonflies? Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking
you're
about?
talking about Dragon?
No, it was more recent.
I had
it was
that.
way past
Yeah.
our time. We were in hhigh school or college even by the time this was really popular. But
You talking about Dragon Tail?
it was like these toy dragons you'd put on a pedestal. They were like the Wii, almost like the Wii figures.
You talking about Bakugan? You talking about Beyblade?
I'm just saying, early 2000s.
Skylanders Imaginators?
I think I'm making words up.
So dumb.
I think I'm making shit up.
It looks like what you're describing.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna see if I can.
Bionicle.
I used to love.
That's not even
Bionicle.
trading cards, though. Really, I'm talking about trading cards and anime. There was no better time than when we grew up for that.
Yeah.
The Yu-Gi-Oh Pokemon wave, they never touched that. Because now it's like play Valorant. That's what a child does.
It feels like now Pokemon is just dominated by people our age that are also into like crypto and shit.
The whack ass shit you talking about?
Yeah.
What in the fuck?
Yeah.
That looked like a McDonald's toy in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, what in the fuck?
This was even in the early 2010s was a thing, and
see, I could have went the rest of my life without hearing about this.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to describe something that maybe has anything come close to the Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh craze? Sweeping the nation.
Demon Slayer is now the biggest. I mean, it's the biggest anime franchise. I think maybe
but
in
Pokemon,
history.
you had the cards,
You mean
the game,
in
and
terms
the
of the
show.
cards,
And you had the swag. I mean, the merch game was crazy.
You also
If we're
had the
being
swag.
honest
The
here.
merch game was on fleek.
The T-shirts, the hats, the shoes. Even.
Oh, I had the Ash
Well,
Ketchum hat.
well, you
Did
see,
y'all have that?
I did not
The
have
straight-
the hats. I got a
Straight.
the L.
The L.
The
Oh,
L.
hat.
The L. Well,
I choose you.
Pokemon was a wave. It started it all. It's hard to beat the originators. It is difficult.
I think Pokemon did serious damage in terms of like priming us for consumerism, and priming is like putting it lightly. Like I think it like actually it just like
You had to have the
cooked
cards.
it, baked it
Yeah.
into us.
I feel like that's even such a broader topic. How children are programmed to consume at an early age. Like how children's commercials are so overstimulating.
Oh, yeah.
Perfectly brainwashing.
Oh yeah.
But the Pokemon, I remember Beanie Babies. My memory, if my memory serves me correctly, like Beanie Babies too, before or around Pokemon, it was a similar thing. But Pokemon,
McDonald's toys.
Yeah.
Pokemon was so much more expansive.
And
Yeah.
Beanie Babies was a little like inorganic. It was like they kind of kept telling you it was gonna be worth something,
Right.
Like right when it came out,
Right.
It's like how the fuck do you know?
Right.
Whereas now you can sell Pokemon cards for thousands of dollars.
Can I request a video? It's the advertisement that is the single most effective advertisement that I've ever seen in my life. That in terms of what it did to me. If you could look up the Guitar Hero 2 Girl You Really Got Me commercial. Or You Really Got Me. The Van Halen version.
Yeah.
It's literally two guys playing the guitar and like doing flips off their couch playing Guitar Hero 2. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. It's made me want the game so bad.
Unleash your inner rock star. Guitar Hero 2.
Unleash your inner rock star. Get fucked.
Get fucked, kid.
You can tell that they're guys that have never played the game.
Yeah.
Parents
one of the
get
guitars
wrecked.
doesn't even exist, that white guitar. I feel like that wasn't even...
That one exists. I think
Really?
I've seen that. Yeah.
I mean, there's the Explorer, but that's a different guitar. That was for Guitar Hero 2 when it came on the Xbox 360. Much later. Not much later. A couple years later. 360 came out. But yeah, Guitar Hero 2 came out in like 05. Anyhow.
I talked to
That
Zach
worked.
about how funny We All Live in a Pokemon World is as a concept for a song. Like as a do you remember that song? I'm not playing it and I'm also not singing it. But it's the hook is We All Live in a Pokemon World. You don't know?
No, I don't remember that.
But like just how hard they went on the marketing. It's just like
That just reminds me of I have a blue I have a girlfriend and she is so blue. I have a blue house with a blue window. You don't know that song?
I do. I'm trying to make the connection between
They live in a blue world. Idiot.
They live in a type of world, you fucking idiot.
You dumbass.
Do you know their song? What are they called? Eiffel 65?
Yeah.
Tekken 3,
No.
Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil,
No way.
Gran Turismo,
What?
Come on, PlayStation.
What?
The game's on the PlayStation.
Let me.
That
let
sounds
me
like the
pull it up.
greatest
What?
song ever made.
An old friend when I lived in Japan put me on to this song. Wow.
What?
Tekken 3, Metal Gear Solid,
Ninja Gaiden.
It's literally called
Eddie Gordo. It's called My Console.
What the fuck?
listen.
Yeah, we had a
listen.
couple songs.
We gonna play the game, the PlayStation
All day.
with the Metal Gear Solid to Tekken 3
Right.
and from Omega Boost to Resident Evil. Just play for the fun, cause we got it
Going on.
Oh, I'm just being off of Molly. Like Resident Evil.
Don't even know what it is.
Yeah, nah, the first verse that really kicks it open like makes the song.
Yeah, just playing PlayStation.
And they did interviews like about this. We just love video game. They're Italian. Like we just love the video games.
Oh, this wasn't a
That's the best part. Is
sponsorship.
they sound like they sound like they should be German or French or something, but they're like, it was a blue wave in this house.
Oh, the PlayStation to them is like Cristal, the rappers.
Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil, Gran Turismo, Mega Boost.
We're you say
Winning
Oddworld?
11, the game's on the PlayStation.
You say Oddworld?
We just gave this like 100,000 streams on Spotify.
Yeah.
Just by playing this.
You see Pauly D spinning this somewhere.
Fuck that. This needs to be
Yeah.
a Jaded party. I need to hear this blaring.
I don't know about that. I mean,
Jaded parties are going to be cool.
Oddworld. Do we really want to hear this? Really
yeah,
loud?
kinda, yeah.
I
I
don't
wanna
know if
see
I
people
want to
go-
hear this voice that loud.
If you're faded at a Jaded
I would-
party and you hear Metal Gear Solid, you're going to go crazy.
Oddworld.
I want to ask them why was Tekken 3?
Hey, that was the
Tekken
first
3,
one.
my favorite.
That was
Metal
the
Gear
first.
Solid, my second favorite.
No, that's
Resident
gonna
Evil,
be
my
right in the
third
front of the
favorite.
verse.
Gran
Right.
Turismo, my fourth favorite.
Slacker when the thing is raccoon.
Ratchet and Clank.
Up your arsenal.
Jack and Dexter. Mega Boost. Calamari Damacy.
Oh shit!
Final Fantasy 8.
No, like when
Final
my
Fantasy 9.
when my friend like put me onto that, I was dying, like crying, laughing before I even heard the song, just off of him describing it. I was like, no. I was like, no.
There's
And
no
then he
way.
played it.
Yeah, we made a couple of songs. Blue Dabba-Dee-Doo, and then
I thought he was like exaggerating it. Like I thought he
I
was
thought
just
you
being
were
like
too, but-
hyperbolic. Like he was just like,
it
oh,
was
they
identical.
start naming games, and I was like, nah, no. The blue, I'm blue guys, no way.
Yeah.
Spiral Into the Dragon.
Yeah.
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal 2.
Shadow the Hedgehog. Grand Theft Auto.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
NBA 2K1.
NBA 2K2.
All right, if you guys want to release the official remix,
Yeah, let's go.
hit them up. Get that feature.
Yeah, guys.
Put it on wax. Do like a 10-minute.
No.
You just do
I want us to relicense that.
give it the touch it service.
Shadow the Colossus.
Like the intro to our show is great.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
But if
Kingdom Hearts 3.
if we could
Kingdom
get
Hearts 4.
if we could get that license, that's gonna be our new theme song for the show.
Just annoying grating synths. Just
FIFA 1.
Yeah.
FIFA 2.
oh man.
Psychonauts.
This feels like territory for like Guinness World Record, like someone
Yeah, right.
the longest like video game song. I don't
Right.
know.
Sid My Civilization.
Grand Fandango.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
He starts naming off.
Sam's.
He starts naming off every Nancy Drew's name. Time for the Nancy Drews.
It's a whole section for the song. They just mark it up, just letting you know. We're going into Nancy Drew.
It's like
now.
the bridge. It's like a totally different.
Skip this part if you don't like Nancy Drew.
Yeah, it's like the extended studio mix.
All the Sims expansion packs.
Yeah,
Sims Puppy Palace.
yeah. Sam's Nightlife.
Oh God. Sam's Nightlife. Oh my God.
I don't think Puppy Palace was a real one. They had a dog one, but
Oh, that's
Nintendogs.
Oh,
Wee
God.
Bowling.
Fuck, that's funny.
Come out.
Yeah, come out. And Nancy Drew 2023, the remake.
They only do that after they go for way too long.
Yeah.
Wake
They get a
up.
huge block out the way.
Come out. Come. Gotta take an interlude. Come on.
This makes me think, like, I want to understand how, like, what is that accent? Like, European interpretation of a U.S. American
It
or like
rules.
black, like soul music accent,
Right.
filtered back like through through their like, I want to understand.
It's funny, even as a child, you know something's happening.
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
end. You're
yeah.
like,
It's a little, yeah, something's not. Doesn't feel
There's a
organic.
femininity to his voice. That's,
What's going on here?
like hearing the Bee Gees as a child is so confusing. You're like, is that a man or woman or what the fuck? But there's just something angelic happening.
Yeah.
Well, I'm more so speaking to like the.
It's that vaguely that soul music vague twang that like I
It's-
feel like it's kind of Earth, Wind and Fire-ish. That meow.
Yeah, like
that
they're but it's weird. It's like they're trying to like emulate it, I'm sure, but it comes out like they're not even getting 10% of the way there on what they're trying to emulate. So the rest, they're like Europeanness fills the rest of it, and then you
Yeah.
end up getting this weird.
Come on.
It's almost
Yeah.
like they sound like they're trying to be the Backstreet Boys or something. Like,
Yeah.
type shit.
I don't know why that energy reminds me of Crazy Taxi. There's a black dude in Crazy Taxi that gives me that energy.
That would be a fire song for that game.
But like I'm thinking about this old white guy. I don't know if it was on a cruise ship or something, like in a TikTok, and he's like, "This is how we do it," and he's like saying, "This is how we do it." He's got to be like over 70.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's technically hitting all the notes, but it's like, the party's here on the west side. So I reach for my shorty and I get it up. And he's like playing the keys and everything. But it just makes you wonder. It makes you wonder, like, what are they hearing? Like, what are they experiencing when they're like, you know what I mean?
So you're just asking how whites perceive music?
Oh no, I'm not asking you. I'm literally
no,
just.
I know. I'm just saying in
putting it
general.
out. Yeah.
No, I didn't think you were
It's
asking
not.
me.
It's, no, but it's not all whites, because some white people can do it really well. Like they can do it perfectly. Damn.
Yeah.
Right.
To where you're like, oh, like I think this is a black person on wax.
It reminds me of the pulling up the coupe in the lawn, fuck swan. Those guys on TikTok who
Oh yeah.
will just sing whatever song with like a weird high school play.
Yeah, yeah, hit it better turn me up, up, hit it better turn me up, up, yeah, they better turn me up, up, yeah, they better turn me up, up, yeah, they better turn me up, up, hit it better turn me up, up, hit it better turn me up, let's go. I told my shorty we lit, hitters they pull up with sticks, me and my hitters we hip,
It's like when Little Richard is talking about how white performers would perform his songs and like tour off his songs.
Yeah.
And they would be, womp bubble doo bump a bam bam boo. He's like doing what he's like imitating them. And it's like, what do you?
Yeah.
Right. Like, what are you hearing?
It is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does it's like when a language like goes to another country and it becomes like a different writing system. It's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck happened?
It reminds me, when I was in high school, we had this problem because like it was a very white school, and in choir, this kid had a solo on like a black song, and it was such a process trying to just getting him to like do the vowels in a way that sounded natural at all. Like, I think the song was John Henry, and this kid kept singing John Henry, like he kept singing like
it's
how
like
you
there's a rigidity, like a stiffness.
yeah, right. It's like I
What
think
is
it's
that? I'm very curious. Is that our Germanic Dutch sort of roots for consonants? Is that why we like that?
well, it's maybe
I'm really I'm spitballing here.
Yeah,
I'm trying
yeah.
to figure it out.
could have something to do with the fact that your people invented the concept of being proper, and a lot of people can't escape that mentally. You know, Maybe
Right.
that's got something to do with it.
I was gonna say it becomes meta with the was it who said brought up Backstreet Boys?
Me.
You brought up Backstreet Boys. It becomes meta though
Well,
when
yeah,
you
it's a
observe it
filter
in
of a
that.
filter.
Right. That's
Yeah.
the interesting thing.
Yeah.
So you get the white boys like Backstreet Boys in sync, and they're going like they're doing
Yeah.
like their interpretation of like how black people sing.
Why the white boys copying the black boys is trying to be the black boys that's copying the white boys.
But then you have
yeah, I remember that.
then you have this whole thing of white and European like people that are then imitating that. They're getting like the second hand interpretation.
Yeah.
And then you get come on, rich racer. You know, it's like so it just gets weird, and then it becomes its own thing. And it's making me think of this dude, Matt Kastella, who sings here in New York City on the street. You've definitely seen clips of him.
Matt Costello.
Do I got the name right?
I don't know.
Oh, I might have the name wrong.
George Costanza?
He sings.
George.
He sings
the
like
Explorer?
in sync songs like all throughout. What is his fucking name?
There's a guy on TikTok with like a long blonde hair and like a red beard, and he sings his ass off, and he's very much in the tone that you're kind of speaking to.
Yeah.
I gotta find it. I'm surprised y'all don't. Maybe you'll recognize it.
Yeah, I don't think I
when
know
you
that
see
name.
it. But his first ones went viral because he was just like singing in which park was it? I'm having a brain fart. In Manhattan. Washington Square Park? No, it wasn't Washington Square.
Was it in Manhattan?
Yeah, it's another. It's
Okay, let's start
downtown.
big and central.
No.
And dial down. Bryant.
No.
Oh, Matt Costello.
Oh, I'm gonna have to really click around to find something good here.
Living for that vest in this song. Oh, this guy. Oh, you've posted this dude before.
Like he's
This rules.
arrive. You see how he's like leaning into the distinct,
Yeah.
that distinct
Yeah.
twang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Like,
head.
it's
the,
become
the
its
quick
own-
head.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like very like nasally.
Oh my God.
Oh, I wish I could find like the one. The one.
There's
that,
one that had 25K views up there.
I want to find that one that he like blew up. No, he didn't blow up, but he got.
God, the TikTok.
I know. Fuck,
Yeah.
man. I can't
It's
even.
just
Look
like
at this.
impossible to even.
Look at this.
Platforms like YouTube, Patreon, Spotify, they're all ass. They don't respect your privacy, they're riddled with ads, and they're completely silent and unreachable when you need help. Have you ever talked to somebody at YouTube? Think about that. I sure haven't. To top it all off, we don't control them at all, despite being the reason they exist.
So that's why we're partnering with a design and development agency called to build our own cooperative alternatives that bring the best features of all those platforms together and that we can control together too.
We seriously got to have an exodus to some sort of digital Zion that we built ourselves. Somewhere where all of us can actually have a say over the technology that we're using to communicate with each other. For more on how you can support us all in getting off these shitty platforms, visit opencollective.com/digital Zion and tap in.
Just because these dystopian systems are eating themselves alive
doesn't mean they gotta take us with them.
I can't even fucking just
Oh,
search
you
a video.
did it that way. I've never done it that way.
You did a really good
Hello?
job. with that.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Son of a bitch.
So, like, give us your
Son of a
information
bitch.
to watch anything.
Well, all right. I don't know if I'm willing to scroll through thousands of.
He's prolific.
It was basically
Yeah.
like this. This is.
So good.
And you give me the one thing I wanna scream out loud. That I could be the one to make that change.
That was bizarre lighting. Wait, where he jumped out of the shadows? Wait, you gotta watch that again. Do you see where he jumped out of the shadows?
I don't know if I gotta. I don't know if I could. yeah. But, he definitely does like those like.
It was like lit a certain way. It's giving.
Why
old school
can't I
vibes.
remember the name of that park?
Yeah, watch this part.
Oh, that's Washington Square Park.
No, it's not.
What?
Right here. He came out
that
of the
not?
shadows.
Oh, wait.
Oh, Prospect Park?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Good.
All right.
This is Sean Fury's influence right here.
She's biracial. Da-da-da-da.
She's a biracial girl.
She's
a biracial girl in a biracial world.
Here's the one for me.
What
Not
was
like the average kind.
what was the world?
Tompkins.
Oh,
Tompkins.
Square. Was what?
Oh, is that the one by like the giant climate change clock? Because I know that park.
Oh,
Man, what do I look like? MapQuest?
Y'all remember MapQuest?
It looked like a globe.
Mapquest.com? Oh, you talking about back when they used to? You talking about back when they used to print directions?
I have vast natural resources.
Aha! Aha! Aha!
But you were saying the Pokemon World song? That's what we were originally talking about.
I really don't want to play it because it's so cringy.
Oh, okay. We don't have to.
No, I'm going to, but I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
I'm
doing this against my will.
I am.
Just letting y'all know.
Oh,
it's like it's the
Digimon movie that reminded me had a also had a short beforehand called Angela Anaconda. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my fucking life.
I immediately thought of the Nicki Minaj Anaconda videos. So
yeah, it's different.
That would be funny if they played that before the Digimon movie.
Yeah, it's different from that.
Oh, this is from the original from the soundtrack.
Pokemon. I imagine the dancing to this song being like that woman who's like, "This is hip hop."
Yeah,
yeah. When you do it,
like
when you do it like
they're
this,
dressed like her and dancing like her.
Yeah.
To this.
When you do it like this, it's hip hop.
I mean, look at Lugia and tell me I'm wrong about the PS5 being some kind of body part of Lugia.
Yeah.
Lugia's gooch,
It's
really.
like
is what
Lugia's
it is.
appendix.
Yeah. You know they brought
It's
in the
basically
executives.
Marxist messaging. I mean,
They
you
brought
want to
in-
rule and dominate the natural world. You're the master of them all. Man.
Well, they brought the executives in the room to like the big monitors. Like, you're gonna want to hear this, all right?
Yeah.
Just guts.
Now see the
It's a room full of white people.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
this is good. This is saucy.
And the domination of Pokemon by man is a direct outgrowth from the domination of man by man.
Is there any history on the recording of the original? Oh, it was a white guy. Yeah. There's like all these
original Pokemon
There's
song?
all these videos of this guy.
You know what's one of the most classic old YouTube videos was? I remember being at a Halloween party. Hell yeah. He's still on coke. Was this,
He thought
was
this
Pokemon
was the-
originally a Japanese anime? Like,
Yeah.
I wonder if their theme song is even as good as that. Is
Yeah,
it the
I don't
same? Is it the same theme song but in Japanese?
I have no idea. It was
Probably.
it was a weird time for anime, so maybe not.
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up.
Yeah, that dude,
Pokemon.
that dude definitely thought that was the scratch track.
Yeah. Oregon. Monday Night Football.
It's very Japanese.
Yeah.
It's very like. It's very like pachinko.
Yeah.
Like
Feels like we're about to race
when
Pokemon.
when you're walking through Shibuya or Shinjuku, like this is the kind of music that's
Yeah. This is like the.
Sounds like hell.
Yeah.
I know a song that encapsulates that even more than this. You seen
Parappa the Rapper?
Have you seen Kakigurui? Dog, pull up the theme song for that, and it's so much more that style. It's exactly what
What
you're
is
talking.
this?
It's Kakigurui, Kakegurui.
I can't believe that's what
Gurui.
they sound like. Pokemon. Oh, I was saying Smosh's lip sync of the Pokemon song, one of the all-time classics.
This is fire so far.
Yeah.
This is just fire.
I mean, but it's that like
Is this a
all the
show?
sounds you're describing. It's also unnecessarily horny. I should have meant. I was gonna say don't put it on the screen.
Yeah.
But
It's more jazzy.
yeah. It
Yes.
is a show about a kind of the idea you described earlier. It's about a school for like gamblers.
Oh,
It's kind of
that's literally my idea, but a different game.
I love
Yeah.
this.
Basically.
Yeah.
It's just like a
Oh, I love
Jamiroquai
Yeah.
knockoff song, basically. Someone upscaled this. This is like an upscale.
Yeah.
Did we talk
I
about
think
this?
I think I've seen this. Did somebody post this in the group chat?
It would have been me.
Yeah.
Like
Did somebody
someone-
like redo this?
Yes, there's a whole scene of people that take like VHS footage or really shitty footage and they make it look fucking
Crisp.
brand new.
Yeah, this looks unreal. I mean,
Yeah.
Musicality, man.
Dog. I mean, Megan Thee Stallion, I think, agrees with me on this. Yu Yu Hakusho, hardest anime OP of all time.
really.
Yeah,
Well, if Meg said that, then I agree. So
it's real.
there you go.
It's real. I don't know why, but the first.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking.
I mean,
Fooly Cooly is the top.
I'm not.
We're talking about soundtracks.
I'm not an anime head, so I feel like my opinion's kind of worthless here, but
Yeah.
I do like the Evangelion.
I was gonna
Evangelion's a
say
great one. Yeah.
my favorite will probably be Evangelion or Berserk, for
Yeah.
sure.
Actually, Cowboy Bebop is my favorite, but I feel like it's unfair because it's not the same style. It's so distinct from everything else.
Mhm. What about the very electric guitar DBZ intro?
Oh,
so sick, dude.
I love the I
Rock
love
the Dragon, Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I love the Japanese like Dragon Ball Z.
I don't know if I've heard that
music,
but the one, the English one is like
it's Rock the Dragon. It's Rock the Dragon.
yeah.
Yeah,
I forget about how that goes, but
that's what I was doing.
Rock the Dragon, Dragon Ball Z.
it's like that.
Come get me.
I don't remember that.
Well,
That's what it was. That's what it was. You said it yourself. You're just not ahead, I guess.
Yeah, DBZ. You don't watch that show? British motherfuckers. That's how Canadian motherfuckers talk about Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball
one
Z.
of the all-time greatest, dude. Hey, Frieza there. He was kind of racist, right? Sort of a bizarre feminine genocidist, eh?
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, crazy show.
Yeah,
Crazy show.
crazy show.
Used to watch that in my igloo between hockey school and maple syrup church.
Used to watch it in Spanish, because
Hockey school and maple
Hockey
syrup
school.
church.
I used to watch that when I finished my hockey homework after school. I'd watch Dragon Ball Z on the ice television. Sort of a Flintstone style existence, but with just ice instead of rubble.
They used to show it on the screen at my after-school poutine class.
Yeah. We'd have the shits every day because poutine was all we ate.
Yeah.
We were just
skeet.
having shits on the ice out there.
You'd have the skeets while you're passing the puck, putting the biscuit in the basket, and skeeting your pants, skeeting your pants.
One time, everybody shit curds into the water and then it froze over.
Yeah, we call that Dippin' Dots. But anyways, back to Dragon Ball Z. Would watch that every day on Toonami. It was one of the best shows on there.
That's how they say it.
Twitter Network, Cartoony Network. We're called the Loonies. That's the name
This
of our.
man from Minnesota, man. He did the accent right there.
No, I'm from Missouri, not
even the
Minnesota.
same place.
Right, that's right.
St.
I be getting my M's twisted
And this
up.
man's from Mars.
I be getting my M's twisted up.
Yeah, everyone does.
From St.
Missouri, Montana, Minnesota,
Saint-
Michigan, Massachusetts.
Louis.
Like Jesus Christ.
But that's where I haven't studied the history, but that's where the
Minnesota, yeah.
well, the accent. That's where the bleed. There's a connection there with the.
You'll do that, and people will be like, "That's actually a Calgary accent. I'm from Ontario."
Have you had that
I
interaction?
actually don't care, brother.
Canadian people have always been super nice about openly just like mocking and making fun of Canada. They're usually not very defensive about it.
Yeah.
Unlike us, or people who don't even give a shit about America will start defending it if a British person or someone starts shitting on it.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite tweet formats is like, yo, I don't give a fuck about America until some British people start saying shit.
Yeah, that's really, it's only British people that really do that because it's like, don't you start talking now.
You're right, right.
Like you're the Windows XP to our Vista.
Right.
Like, we may be worse, but
right. It's like that Bill Burr joke. It's like, you
Who
better
is we,
sit the
man?
fuck down next to me and take your talking to.
I said we like the French word. I was saying yes, maybe. America's like, that's what I meant.
I'm like, man, fuck all these niggas for real. To be honest, like,
Who's we, man? We, you.
I don't even really like what is America. Like, that shit crazy. For
America.
real.
That shit just like a concept. You know what I'm saying?
This shit,
It's really
arbitrary
more like
borders.
ethereal. It's shit really more like ethereal. It's kind of like you invent that concept in your mind, you just kind of accept it, and then you defend it to the death, and you're like, I don't even know what that shit is.
Like, why
know
would
what
I
I'm saying?
identify with a heritage that enslaved me? Like, enslave my ancestors? That's kind of
You know what I'm
crazy.
saying? It's kind of like
I wouldn't like when say me the British, like fuck all that shit for real. Like fuck all these niggas for real. That's
it's
how
kind of
I
like,
feel.
but you got so many generations deep of that type of mental conditioning. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like how you even escape that shit. You just gotta talk it out, think about it for like a hot second, and then you be like, oh shit, Never mind.
You know my favorite part about the recording part of the show
Mm-hmm.
is that I can't hear all the fucking people on the internet who watch it.
Oh, you can't?
No. Right now we're just in a room privately talking. It's really nice.
I hear that. I hear the.
Can't hear all you dumbasses.
I hear them in my mind. I hear them in my mind. You know how some people got the cop in their head? I got the commenter in my head.
I love the silence.
I got the commenter in my head.
You know what I love?
Can we unpack that
real quick? What I want to say, you know what I just fucking this throughout my whole journey being an online person and people knowing me online, you know what I just take the most satisfaction of? I can say shit and you'll have to hear it, and I don't have to hear what you say at all. I don't have to fucking hear it.
Yeah, that's kind of hard though.
Yeah, no, no matter what,
it's kind of tight.
No matter what you say, unless you have your own fucking platform, no one's gonna fucking hear what you're saying.
What if
you
I say
gotta
something?
A lot of people who follow me gotta hear what Yedoye has to say also. You dumb fuck.
That's true.
Yeah.
And sometimes I be saying shit, and y'all be like, "Oh no, don't say that."
We gotta
And I'm
unpack that, my brother.
Unpack what?
Everything you just said.
That I'm losing my mind.
No, we have to.
What do you just say? What you just
He's
say?
losing his mind.
What you just say?
And I'm reaping all the benefits.
I just said it's nice to be in this room, talking to y'all, and it's just silent.
I have something I want to say.
Go ahead.
Because I feel like the point for you, and correct me if I'm wrong, is on. Let me rephrase it. I feel like a point on human to human connection in real life and community, and that determining how you respond and interact with things in the digital age gets interpreted as a form of elitism, essentially. Huh?
Potentially.
Well, I'm saying, like, if you're just saying, oh, I don't care, and you have to listen to what I
I'm not flexing.
I'm saying you have to listen to what I say, but I don't have to whatever. It's like that can be interpreted in that way, but if people don't have the context of the point is really I don't know you actually.
It's really more like a ha. That's it. It's not as much as elitism as it is like you can keep fucking talking, but I don't have to fucking listen to what you're saying. And that's the one nice thing. Why? Because I volunteer this stuff up. I volunteer being a public person and making shit and whatever. But I don't volunteer. I don't consent to all the goddamn feedback I get back from it. And I think it's a misconception that you need feedback for all the things you also put out. You know? I think there's too much feedback. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes.
I'm gonna just say right quick. I feel like it's kind of fucked up because I feel like we kind of agreed beforehand that this was gonna be a silly one, and I feel kind of betrayed right now.
I'm excited because this is where I get silly. This is where the silly.
Look, I'm gonna give you the floor. I'm gonna give you the floor, and if it don't get silly in a couple minutes, I'm walking out.
I like fluidity. I like going with the flow.
I like the
bro,
fluids
I just feel
in my
like
butt.
I like meeting people where they're at.
Well,
the day of.
Well,
in the
I'm
moment.
silly. I'm in a silly place.
No, I wasn't. I
Why
wasn't
don't y'all
trying
come to me for once?
I wasn't.
I think it's an important conversation.
No,
personally,
that's the problem.
I think it's.
That's why it's fucked
I think
up.
it's a conversation worth having because it's like.
But y'all said.
Y'all promised.
Y'all promised me. I'm really about to cry a little bit.
Let's unpack this because I feel like we're not getting.
I won't cry because y'all said.
Let me. How about I, instead of me trying to interpret whatever you're saying, I'll express from my side how I feel about it. Like,
oh, go ahead.
Me interfacing with people and like strangers or whatever. Like, the point for me is to connect with people, and it's like, and then the ultimate point is to build, like, find people to build real community with. So I feel like it puts me in a middle ground place in the sense of, obviously, if you're a stranger, if I literally don't know who you are, I'm not accountable to you like in any real on the ground, person to person, interpersonal way, then it doesn't make sense. And it's like not just one person, it's like a lot of people. It doesn't make sense for me to just take anything that, you know, comes, even if there's a consensus in it. It doesn't make sense because I don't know who you are. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't know what your motives are. I don't know where you come from. I don't know what's like moving you. At the same time, I feel like, and this is where it's like it gets into more frustrating territory. If people are supporting your work or like supporting you monetarily, or they're supporting you for you, like you doing what you're doing, like that doesn't become that shouldn't, it's not like customers always right now, especially with like creative and artistic and like human stuff, you know. It's like if you want to support, you know, us talking or us like expressing our views or whatever, like that's on you, you know. But like if we say something that you don't like or you disagree with, it's not like, oh, because you're the one paying the money, I have to now like like you can't turn everything into McDonald's, you know, like that's just not how things work. So well, I just wanted to say, to me, listening to what people have to say back is always going to be about me being better and like me serving my professed like aims and goals better. And so I can use my critical thinking skills to parse, you know, what's being said, why, if there is consensus amongst strangers, why that's there, like how people are interpreting things, and then make my, you know, my best judgment on how to like move forward. But I feel like what you said is just coming from that place of feeling like, yeah, no, like just because you like have an issue, or just because whatever, just because you're like, you support my stuff doesn't mean now I have to just bow down. And
I think I'm just at a point where it's 2023. You know, I've generally fuck when I was on the internet, I've generally been a person who's just like, people feel comfortably commenting on them, at them, about them. I've always been that person for some reason. Just receiving comments, literally in like even real life and whatever. But I've always put stuff on the internet. It's 2020 was when the TikTok shit popped off. It's been some years now. And I just feel a shift in myself internally, which is I'm done being so goddamn like nice and just like being the bigger person and being the PR person and doing all this shit. Because to me, it's like, if you're still, to me, it's like there's so many people out there that are going to get it and who are going to get me and don't need all that shit wrapped up in some way that's like perfect for them. That I really don't give a fuck. Like, I'm like, for my own sanity, I have to not give as much of a fuck anymore. Like, that's, I'm sorry.
No. Hell yeah. Take him as he is, silly or not. Let's give it up for, let's do a, just make a drink champs wrestling. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go for right.
But, no, I'm just like at a point where like, I mean,
commit to the bit way harder than
I hope it's established to me. I have this security in myself. I hope that others can perceive it, but like from what I've just handled in the last couple of years, in my opinion, like I show a certain resilience to this type of life. I have a good perspective. I take things in good faith, even when people are being fucking annoying and treating me with bad faith. I try to humanize them, extend that in some way. But what I'm done with is not being able to be like a fucking human being and be annoyed. Because there's plenty of reasons. Yeah. And so my answer to that is because that's only going to feed into itself and people are only going to fucking people who have been following me for a couple months or who don't really fucking actually like. There's so many goddamn people who follow me, they can't make up their minds if they like me or not, and that shit pisses me off so much because like I would see so many profiles and it's the same people gassing me up or liking shit and then coming back because I said, oh, I prefer blue towels over white towels or something like that, to shit on me and say yikes and all that. And it's just
Oof.
it's just
I hate oof
I hate
so
oof
much
too. Yeah.
I mean, you see yikes, you already know.
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, it's just like, it's only gonna, me being like, damn, people are fucking dumb. There's no win for anyone there. Apart from me feeling like I can freely express and vent my frustration and hopefully do it in a way that's like humorous to people. But no, I'm like literally losing my fucking mind. Like I've reached the end of it, of my tolerance. Like I'm just done because like it is this thing where I have let so much shit slide. Like literally, it's the amount of shit I've read that I've let slide forever.
Right.
That I'm just removing myself from responding to people online. I think that's just the move.
That's I think that's like fundamental though. Like that's very, even if you haven't been doing it up until this point, I'm saying like that's just like I had to go through my own process with that sort of thing to where, because you know the way they set it up is like, oh, if you block it, I win, or it's like this thing. It's like, no, it's like just cut out whatever's stressing you in life.
Oh yeah,
stay focused on whatever your goal is. Like first of all, it's like, why are you on social media? What are you trying to accomplish with it? It's like, and then you just focus on that. Anyone else who is coming in bad faith, you just block them, And
I think I always prided myself on how unbothered I was by it.
Right. Same. I had the same.
And so I would just like,
you eat it. You
whatever.
just like,
I'll eat it. Yeah, eat that. I'll just read it. But now I think I said this the other day. It's like now real life shit is happening. We're really getting closer to something and things are really happening. And I think there's a like, it's not entitlement, but there's a certain self-worth developing that I'm just like, I'm done with certain shit. Like I feel like I don't deserve this shit. I don't have to fucking hear or look at this shit anymore. Cause I'm like actually on some shit that's so cool. Like a lot of people just don't even have any awareness how fucking cool it is yet.
Right.
And I'll let me just be humble about that and move on and like do that shit and not like let this shit become a thing where I'm just like constantly taking in all of it, because it's like, I don't know. It's like,
I defer to Zach's point about shouldn't even be taking in much of anything at a certain level, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like create, get the messaging out. It's what I said in terms of like comments too. It's a double-edged sword. If you're gonna see the good stuff, then you're gonna see the stuff that's gonna fucking make your blood boil and make you feel maybe more insecure about certain things. You're gonna have to see it all. And like, I'll also say, beyond people trying to, commenting to try and connect or whatever, that shit is just ego stuff anyway. The whole comment section is just ego realm for the most part.
Right.
If you're going to a comment section, really, it's rare that someone's going to be like, oh, I'm this person and we can like connect and like do. I mean, it does happen, but it's like, that's not a majority. And people who do want to reach out to connect and do something meaningful that's interpersonal, they have the channels to contact any one of us. They have the channels to reach out and say what they need to say privately. When you go to the public comment section, that is ego zone. Whether it's boosting your ego or it's just people trying to fucking tear you the fuck down. But that's
it's
kind
like,
of what it
regardless of what it is, they speak as though you can't see it. It's always going to be that energy where like, even if it's the nicest thing that they've ever said, it's always as though you're never going to see it. Well,
and that's why the elitism comes out, because someone is treating you subhuman essentially, and it's built into the like actual fucking platform, because they're talking like you're not in the room, like you're not gonna read it, whatever. And we do that to fucking strangers. We all have in our life. But like that's where the elitism comes in. The elitism comes in. It's like the delusion that you think, like, I even for a millisecond, like, expend any concern for what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
It does make you sometimes want to be like, dog, 700,000 people follow me. Anything I say, they're all gonna fucking see it. You're a fucking piece of sand on the beach. Like, no one's ever gonna give a shit or see this or whatever. That's what that triggers out of you, and I don't love that. But it's
that's
like,
why I said it. That's ego. That's ego.
Right.
Shit. And it's inherent in the comment section. That's what I'm.
Right.
That's the big point I'm trying to hit
see
home.
Yeah.
Like, what are you accomplishing by going to the comment section? Period.
Right.
What is the point? If it's to laugh at some jokes, sure, fine. If it's to like, let me see what people are really saying, that's when you're just going into ego territory that's just going to draw those toxic sort of like ideas and tendencies out, you know? And it's a process of dehumanization going both ways, right? Like at that juncture. Can I just speak on the alienation piece? Because I've been through that. Like, I understand that. You get to a point where it's like, oh, people can't be normal around me anymore. Like, people can't just be normal. Like, people can't treat me normally. And that's where the power dynamic conversation comes in. And I do think that there's just like a baseline reality we have to accept at a certain point of like, oh yeah, my life is different now. I can't just kind of be as accessible because people exploit that. Or it's not even people being like malevolent, like they have these bad intentions. Some people just do not understand themselves. They're insecure, they're self-conscious. And so that power dynamic brings these toxic tendencies out of them. And they start projecting stuff onto you, or they feel the slightest thing from you is gonna hit way harder and feel heavier because of the status or the access or the power that you have. You know, so I don't know. From my standpoint, that's the other part for me, is like recognizing my own power, recognizing, oh yeah, I do have more access or authority or power than this person who's saying this thing. Let me take that into account.
Right.
For this interaction, regardless of, I see them as a human being. That's why what they're saying is bothering me, but they don't see me as a human being actually because of how they're talking to me. And why don't they see me as a human being? It's because to them, I am at such an elevated status that I'm no longer actually a human being to them.
And we're totally guilty of that. Absolutely. It makes everyone do that. And I think there's like, in my case, there's two. Well, one broadly, I genuinely think, because I've like made like friends only posts on TikTok and like asked other creators how they feel, and I genuinely think there is something. It's shifted. I think we're getting even more insane online. I think it's become even more aimless, and I think I think in the last like 5-6 months, I've seen it all. Like, I've seen a lot of dumb shit. Yeah. But people who, even that are supposedly like I've seen things that are so like stupid, like so idiotic. It's like looking at a tesseract. Like, I don't even know how to process it. Like, so we put out this fucking asking for help. Yeah. And someone was like, "Hey guys, you need to get a proper domain and email, blah blah blah." And it's like, I can't even process the stupidity of wasting your time saying that. Right. Right. You follow us, you follow me. How did you get like,
you can't just silently watch people be stupid anymore.
I know, I can't.
And from his perspective, I'm like, you can't just if somebody's fucking up on the internet, you can't just let that go.
Right. And it's like, I get it, because it's so easy to leave a comment. Who fucking cares? Oh, you took the time. It takes no second.
I think that's what it is. There's a mindlessness to it.
Yeah,
actually,
of course.
I'm just going to react. I'm not going to think about, this is it's like the platform, the app, we're commodifying each other. We're dehumanizing each other. I see this thing. I just don't think. I react. I say. It's like, from my standpoint, I'm like, you don't think we're aware?
Right.
What is going on? You think you saw the production value of the show, and you thought we
needed help.
Yeah,
like that kind of help.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Like, have you looked at our website?
That's where my brain goes. I'm like, okay, yeah, like it's the mindlessness. It is like it is.
Have you been to jaded.site?
No, but also think it's egos. That's an that comment or that whatever it was an ego comment.
Right.
In a comment section. He said it public. He didn't message you privately in good faith and say, hey, if you guys need help with whatever, I recommend this service. No, that's not what he did. He said,
hey,
this
Bucko.
is like, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing, loser. Get a fucking email address with your domain at the end of it, fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking wrong, and that's strike one.
The comment section. I'm gonna let me get a shot in.
Right.
I'm miserable. That's the thing for me. I'm like, I got so much shit to do. I can't even imagine leaving a comment at this point in my life. Period.
I love people like that when you call them out for it, and they're just like, well, it's a public forum. They posted this in public where I can see it.
Well, that's why no one's saying you shouldn't be able to post in a public. Like no one's arguing that. We're asking. It's like, why is that what you said? Why did you say that?
I mean, and that's
right. Why? Because I could see it. So I'm calling him the N-word.
Yeah, right.
What's the problem?
Well, you can't call a spade anymore.
Also a racial slur.
Yeah, right.
I think like the two elements, the one I was going to say also is like, you know, I truly think that I've just reached an exposure limit or just like I've gotten to a place. I mean, like a couple weeks back, I went to MoMA with Maxwell and Kendra, and literally I think we counted 10 to 12 people walked up to me and recognized me.
Yeah.
Like 8 of them were in MoMA itself while I'm just trying to go to MoMA. And it's like, whatever, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But like materially,
we're not having a circle jerk status.
Right. But what I'm trying to say is like, yeah, as you get bigger, that dehumanization increases.
Yeah, it intensifies.
And it's just like, it's just really bizarre and to deal with. And I think I'm reaching my limit as to how much I can take. Because on Twitter, like, there's at least hundreds of interactions per tweet now, or usually, or something like that. Usually plenty of replies. And it's just like, I love Twitter because it's like a fucking just idea box.
Yeah.
You just shit ideas out.
Just shoot your load.
And I've found a flow where I have like a voice and kind of thing, and I like my brand. I like what I offer. So fuck it. It's fun to use. But to that point, like, I have a sadistic streak in me. I truly do. Like, y'all may see that. You all may know that. But there is a certain sadism in me. And when we're all just in this hell together, like, yeah, I'm gonna use my ego sometimes and like be cruel and be mean and shit like that. And like, to a deserving person, I don't necessarily have like regret or remorse for doing that, but I'm usually not in this like energy. I'm usually not in that place. And I think just like recently it's gotten to a point where I'm like, maybe it's me, but also it's like, God damn, the way this shit's set up, like right now, I gotta just step back and just be like,
can I say something to that? And this might not be the best analogy, but to me, it comes down to like, why would I stand in front of a group of monkeys and just let them keep throwing shit at me?
Right.
Like, let alone like get angry and then like I'm gonna fight a monk, like I'm gonna fight like a They're like, and I'm like, fuck you, man, and I'm like throwing.
I'm gonna throw not poop, but find like, something out of the trash to throw.
I'm the great ape. I'm the great. It's like chimpanzees. I'm like, no, I'm the top ape. You know, like it's just a waste of time, and especially for I have goals. I have like things that I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to be in the fucking mud with with strangers. They're strangers. It's not like my community. They're not friends. They're not people.
Plenty of time doing it. I've wasted so much time.
We all have to some degree, but I think there is something to be said for like.
And can I just say, you're not monkeys. You are human beings. Act like it, okay?
Please. But I think there is something to.
The fact that that's on video.
The way. The way you started, where you're like, I'm not gonna let a bunch of monkeys throw shit at me, and we were like, we don't want to be elitist. We don't want to be totally elitist.
Look, like my dad always said, if you're acting like a monkey, look, you're probably a monkey. All right.
Your dad said that?
Wild tag catchphrase. What slogan have? Always?
Your black father said that.
No. For the record, no.
No, that was
No.
contrived.
And my dad doesn't talk like that either. He should give you a hint at where
He doesn't
that
put his
is
hands
coming
up and
from.
go, hey.
Yeah, he doesn't do this. All right. Yeah.
But I think there's something to like, I don't know, maybe this is just delusional, but I feel like there's something to like, even other friends of mine I feel this way just in general in life. I think there's something to always kind of being the bigger person that starts to wear at a certain point. Like I think the humility and underdogness and like, oh, I know and they'll see and blah blah blah, and I don't need the recognition or the validation. I can just thug it out and I know it, and that's just all the ego shit you have in your head. I think it starts to wear off at a certain point, and you're just like, I'm fucking done even being in the discussion. I'm done even just like seeing. I don't know. I'm just seeing it.
I think it's about your. I keep coming back to goals and stuff, but like
the fact of
me personally, I'm like, I feel like I have such clarity around why I'm here that that stuff is just noise. I mean, like I can look at it as noise, you know?
Right.
And like, I feel like the implications of what I'm working towards and fighting for are so radical and real and tangible that to a certain degree, it's not an act. Like what you just described, like that's actually how I feel in my life. Like if someone's attacking me in bad faith, it's like in a good way, my eyes just glaze over. It's kind of like, oh, you have trauma and pain.
Yeah.
You just have trauma and pain. It's like, I'm not good. I feel like I've grown to the point where I don't have so much. I've unpacked my trauma and my pain to the point where I don't have something to pull from to spit back at.
Right.
I feel sadness when I see people who are spending their extra time or whatever time they have to try and say. I genuinely feel that. It's not like a talking point. Like I feel bad for my haters. Like I genuinely feel sadness. You know, it's like this is a miserable person to spend that time. And it's also like feeling secure in yourself and like confident in yourself and confident in your community. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I've been on like the brutal, like I've been on the front end of some shit in my time. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's also like coming out of yourself. Like I live so much just out of my own ego, myself as an individual. I feel myself like in a broader world, in broader systems, in a broader society, and I can like that shapes how I interact with people and how I
think that's what it is. Then
information.
I think it's the alienation that heightens all these feelings, because it's just like, I don't want to be. I would much rather be part of some big group of talented people than be this like Moschino Dorito guy. Like, I don't want to be that. And that's what heightens all the like parasocial shit. Like, we know you.
Yeah.
And it's like, you fucking don't. Like, shut the fuck up for the love of God.
Yeah.
This
like,
reminds me of what you were saying about I don't know the last episode, like I don't know if we'll cut this out or whatever, but you were saying like
I'm like
no, you were saying like, yeah, like I was, like I was trying to be low key. You get what I'm saying? You were saying you were glad that you came off sort of like low key because you didn't want to.
Oh yeah, because like
and you said something about the comments too. You made a
oh
comment
yeah,
about,
because I think a lot of the
like happy when you don't
a lot
see
more
your
of the
name
comments
in the
are about
comment.
y'all than about me, and I'm like, I think I had a period where
I know what you mean.
Well, like people used to draw me a lot. I've had my time where like there was a lot of parasocial shit going on, like And I've just kind of receded into the darkness, and I
don't want
really.
Do y'all see
I
why?
I don't want it.
For people who don't know some history behind the show, they were the ones who said, "No, let's do a show," and they're like, "See, you should be on the show." I said, "No."
Yeah.
For all of these reasons, literally all the stuff y'all are talking about, I was like, no, and it was literally like probably weeks, if not months, before I was like, all right, we figured it out, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it or whatever. But that was why. That's why I'm sitting in the corner. And Connor was like, no, that's not how it's gonna work out.
Yeah, I was like you're absolutely not gonna
just like our real life conversations.
Yeah,
you take a back seat and listen to the two of us
recede into the background. Yeah.
He's pretty quiet. And Yedoye and I kind of chop it up.
Yeah. And a year down the line, haven't heard a peep from the guy.
Yeah.
No, but the joke was like I was gonna be the Jamie.
Yeah.
And you watch that first episode and you're like,
there are 2 cameras on him.
Yeah, there's a Z cam. Oh, yeah, no, God, fucking like I think also like I know you've been through shit, but honestly, like if this shit gets, I mean, like you really haven't when it's you. That's the when it's you. You know what I mean? Like if someone sends you a picture of David Cross every fucking day, like these aren't people. Scientists, doctors don't have answers to like. This is not a normal. Like people are not supposed. There's not a page in a medical journal that's like what it's like getting.
Connor, I'm not looking at that. That's my whole point. I'm not even on Instagram right now.
Yeah.
I'm not even like there. You're not gonna get the chance, man. Y'all can have your fun on the fucking whatever.
Damn, should I just get off Twitter? But like the thing is like I like telling jokes and having fun. I like fair. I like saying the little yada yada's not that good and pissing off 800,000 people.
Yeah.
Just block them.
It's like every now and then.
That's the thing. It's just like not. Boom,
well, that's what I did when I first started TikTok. I would every single comment.
The thing is, if you are blocking, you're still exposing yourself to the toxicity.
Well, it's just also it takes up a lot of time. It literally does.
Right.
I probably blocked 100 people like this morning. I went through a comment and it was like 86 people liked it, and I blocked every single one of them.
See, we're different people because I'm just like, I'll close my eyes.
No, you get blocked because. Can you please unblock me? I don't even know what I did. You get those messages.
Yeah.
And then you just make them smell the piss on the ground.
Oh, man.
I'm also realizing, let me take some of the heat here. There's definitely plenty of healing I still need to do. And I do have a vague sense that like there is some kind of I think what is it, chip on the shoulder kind of. I think there's still some of that. I still think not that I'm owed something out of life. I'm perfectly happy with life. I'm literally from an ambition standpoint, like it's whatever. But I think there is a certain like I don't know. It's hard to explain. The way I was thinking about it in my head is like I feel like somebody needs to get hurt for what like there's still somebody that needs to get their ass kicked or hurt. Like
they're already
not by me,
they're
but
already
like
hurt.
You know that feeling like you got burnt?
They're already hurt.
I know.
That's why they're saying what they're saying.
I think it's like
you have to like
I'm trying to unpack my shit right now, like literally, like I'm trying to figure out because it's
but to internalize that though, I know it's like a cliche, hurt people, but it's like,
but it's
that
true.
Shit is real. I feel like I can see it. Like I can see what people's shit is
that's what's
in the way, and even how they'll come at me. I'm like, you know, not to psychoanalyze, but I'm like, I can see what your fucking shit is, man. Like,
when I was in high school, I remember it was 9th grade and a bunch of new kids came to school because I went to an all boys school 6 through 12, and I remember just like it was just a fresh crop of bullies, and they were like Mark II, like they were just extra good at being a bully,
right?
And I remember just being really picked on one day, and like talking to my dad, and he was like, "Oh, there was this guy in my class who always used to kind of like pick on the bullies or whatever. Like he would do stuff." And literally, I'm not joking. Like Max can attest to it. From basically 9th grade to the end of school, I literally actively went out of my way to say as much chirpy shit and torment the kids who were jocks and whatever, and who would bully my like nerd ass friends.
Yeah.
Like I literally would mock them. Hey, do you have the answer? I'd be like, you want to cheat off me? What are you, stupid? You didn't study? Like that was my like joy. And I think there's like a certain like vengeful nature that I have from all of that, where I'm like I'm zen about it, but at the same time, like I have this endless drive that's like, for some reason, it's like I need to keep going, because at some point there will be, I feel like I'm well past it, but it's just like residually that urge is there. It's like, I'll get to this point where it's like, I've just fully shat on everyone from that time or whatever that was like fucking cruel and mean, and not even just the bullies, but like maybe extended family members that were super condescending and all that shit. And you just make it into this one feeling of like, I don't know, chip on your shoulder, I think is the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just like, I don't know. I think it's how you keep your sanity and your self-respect at a certain age, and your self-worth is like, you just become like, I will use my ego and fight this to the death to avoid feeling complete like self-worthlessness. I won't accept this, so I'm going to fight it. And all that translates to, because you have a man brain, is anger and revenge. It's not like,
I have that. I mean, I relate to that. I have that relationship with my dad a little bit, because he, I mean, my whole life he was all. I mean, and this is to everybody. This wasn't just me or my brother, but he's always just been like loudmouth dude. Always has to get the last word in and all this stuff. And I think now as an adult, there's a degree where, one, I think he recognizes it. I don't want to say I'm smarter than him, but I think he thinks that I'm smarter than him. And so now, anytime he speaks, I'm just like, I'm talking shit. I like just laughing at him, just, you know, just making fun of him constantly. And I feel like I have to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's to protect myself from what I feel like he did to me growing up or whatever. I don't know. But
I can simplify it another way. I think it's time, like, I think what I'm frustrated about is that people like myself, and I feel like just a lot of nerds in general that are just good people, not like shitty nerds that like think they're good guys. Like, why don't the girls pick good guys? You know, like those fucking incels. I'm talking about just like genuinely people who were emotionally mature, younger, and so they got made fun of for it, for being themselves and being secure in themselves, because you just get smacked in the head for that growing up.
Right.
I'm tired of us having to be the perfect humans and the perfect bigger man, taking the high road and being the chill one and always reacting properly all the fucking time. And it's like, I'm at a point where when you just start reducing the stupidity from the other end, when you start, that end of things needs to start taking accountability for things. We can't always be the fucking chill, cool, oh no, we're humble, we would never, you know, we're just cool, approachable, you know, whatever. Like, we need to be able to be angry about some of this shit and express that, in my opinion, the frustration. Because I think if I go online and I'm like, hey, this was so, like, I don't even know how to react to this comment, it was so fucking annoying, what did you expect me to think? And everyone's reply is, wow, what a huge overreaction. When what I'm trying to do is, as a human, make you empathize with, woe is me, but what it's like to fucking read insanely dumb shit, because some of these people purport to actually like, respect, whatever me. And it's just like, if that's how you're treating people you respect, like, god damn. Like, I don't even know what to tell you. And it's like, I don't know.
Can I speak to that?
Yeah.
Because to me, I feel like you can't control what other people are going to do or say. You just can't.
Of course.
So like you saying, like the other side it's kind of like, I don't know. It feels very abstract to me. It's like people are conditioned in 1,000,001 different ways. They're going to fucking act however they're going to act.
Mm-hmm.
That's out of your control. And it's like, what is in your control? It's you. I mean, to a certain degree, you can't always control everything up here, but you can take steps to try and unpack your own shit. And for me, because I operated the same way for years, and to me, my brain keeps coming back to like, why do they even get let in here? How do they even get access here?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer has to be an internal thing. It has to be like, how are these crazy, goofy, disrespectful people in pain, people not being sensitive, how can they get like access to whatever? I'm saying this for myself too, because I feel this way organically, but I haven't necessarily, I don't journal. I haven't like reflected on like how I've changed over the years or whatever. I just know that the second I sense bad faith from anybody, my brain checks out because I'm like, they're in pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that. I actually feel that. It's not like just a thing of like, just giving lip service to the sentiment. I actually feel for you to take the step to say that to me, you really got to be in a bad and sad and pitiful place. Because I know in my life, I don't have the time to do that with even people I don't like that are public individuals. I don't have the time to go and run up in their shit and leave comments, but I don't have the time for that. So I don't know, but the proving, like feeling like you gotta like prove something, I definitely get that too. And I know it's like through therapy, it's largely because of dynamics with my parents and things that I didn't get from my parents in like early developmental years. But for some reason, I don't have like the insecurity bug from that. It's rather where it's like I need external validation. The demon has always been inside of me. The first demon on that has always been me. Me being obsessive about whatever, and I'm almost not even concerned with how other people are saying it. I'm like, it has to be. I have to be perfect and perform for me first. Like it has to be whatever. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does.
Yeah. But like, and I don't know if that's related somehow to why I don't, maybe why it doesn't kind of, not to say it's not annoying. It's always annoying, but it's like to the degree to which you let it really like ruminate on what this person is saying. It's like the bad faith thing I feel like is really important and key. Because it's related to control. If someone is saying something about you in bad, this goes for anybody, by the way. It's not just for public individuals. This is for any person. If someone is coming to you with this type of energy of like assuming the worst out of you, assuming that you have bad intentions, coming really just trying to tear you down and attack you, like the understanding should be that there's no winning with that person. You can't prove, you're not going to prove anything to them because the issue starts from within them. And you can't control them. You can't control that. You can't. You can try and like express some things to them to try and help them and encourage them to find healing or whatever it might be. But ultimately that's on those individuals. And we're in fucking crazy ass times. There are a lot of people miserable and in pain, and the only catharsis they get is sending some fucking shots at you or at whatever. That's the only fucking release they get. So it's like, shit, if I'm in public, I'm not going anywhere and they're not going anywhere. So what's the option? What do I do? It's like, for me, it's just like, I'm not entertaining it. It's like, I'm just not going to entertain it. And that's important too, because it keeps you open to constructive critique. And I feel like I've grown so much that I'm able to take constructive critique out of bad faith things said to me. People who clearly hate me, but they said something true in what they said that I should really think about and reflect on. But I can let go of the bad faith, all the extra shit, the claims on my integrity, the claims on who I am as a human being. I can just cut that out and take the good shit out of that I found out of what they said.
I think that's what I've been like. That's a grace I've been extending for too long. I think I feel the same way. That's exactly my approach too. And I think that's why I read the comments. It's because I'm like, whatever, I'll just take what I know is like worth taking out of this, whatever. And I think it's just like, I think it's just reached this critical mass where
there is no consensus to parse on good faith. It's like the tides are more bad faith and like time wasting and insensitivity.
It's starting to get to a point where it's like, I don't know if I've reached a new level or something, but I'm talking about like a new breed of idiocy that wasn't around my sphere before. And it's happening directly in conjunction with like the online spaces I've created, Jaded and fucking my Twitter or whatever, that I've already taken these steps to be radically myself, radically authentic, and vet these people out. And I think the more I like actualize myself, not only in real life, but like in my ability to express that actualization outwards, the more these dumb people come in. And it's like, it's starting to be such a disconnect that it's like, are the people commenting even the ones watching the shit I'm putting out? Because like,
I think that is a double-edged sword, being authentic on the internet, because one, authenticity does draw in people because they see that you're not trying to put on any type of act, but also it breeds,
it shows vulnerability too.
Well, it's not even that, it shows a multifaceted person, which people hate on the internet, especially on a platform like TikTok, where everybody's just going for their little niche that they
need you to be one thing.
They need you to be one thing over and over and over and over and over. And if you deviate from that even a little bit, then people start to turn on you. And I have, I think, a particular lens on that, being a comedian, where I kind of took a turn at some point where I was like, I'm not going to be funny all the time. And in fact, though the nature of comedy as an institution, and especially as an online thing, it kind of makes me hate being funny a little bit, you know? And so I'm not going to do it all the time, and I'm going to take space for myself to just be normal. And people kind of hate that. It's like, if you express any opinion that doesn't directly like scratch
the funny lane, stay in it.
Yeah, it doesn't directly. Or if it's not funny and it doesn't like immediately scratch that lizard brain part of them that's whatever the fuck they want, then they're just like, no, fuck you. This isn't my thing. It's not for me. And because of that, I hate you. You know, it's like, it just inherently kind of destroys any potential to be a whole person. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you get to a certain point.
I kind of want to respond to the grace. Like you said, extending the grace thing. Like, part of what I'm saying here is reiterating the point about the inward thing.
The N-word?
The inward.
Oh.
The inward thing. Like looking inward. And like, this obviously, like, you know, like, none of what I'm saying is to say, oh, you know, just if people are punching you and kicking you down, just let them keep beating you into submission. Like, obviously that's not what I'm saying. For me, it's like, I wouldn't even see it as grace. I would see, I'm doing this for me. Like, this is logically for me, because I already see who this person is right now, who they're choosing to be, how they're choosing to behave. So my brain shuts down at a certain level, and it's like, okay, so what can I get for me, for my purposes? Because I do have clarity around my purpose as a human being. What can I get from this interaction? That's like the first thing. But there's important context, I think, in your situation, which is scale. So if there's so many people shooting messaging at you at the same time every single day, and the trends, if you will, or the tendencies are so overwhelmingly toxic and negative, the logical conclusion for me is, oh, I need to shut down this channel, like for me, because I can't get anything out of it for me really anymore. Or it's just doing more damage than good. It's weighing on me more than I'm having fun, or more than I'm learning about myself or becoming better. It's more just kind of like negative.
Right.
You know? And I think that's a real thing. Like that's really important to think about. I think the through line and everything I'm saying is I do feel like there are some broader themes and things that can't get lost regardless of the scale, which is just like being able, the good faith, bad faith shit is just so key. I know I've already said it, but like I'm going to keep saying it. It's like, it's such a crucial part of the equation to me.
Yeah.
Because it lets you know how serious someone is. It lets you know what the outcome or potential outcome is and what it isn't. And then you can make a decision from there about how you want to. So do I want to roll down and get in the dirt with the monkeys?
Right.
I don't know how else
a
to
little
put
bit.
it. yeah, of course. But it's like, all right, then I'm standing up and I
fun.
got shit all over me, and maybe in a worse situation, you know, coming out of that, you know. Oh, and it's also like it's just like leaning into just having peace and security with yourself first before even facing the.
I honestly think like what it is like, I honestly think it's like a good thing that I'm going through, or not even going through, but a good moment I'm having, because I don't think it's that I've become less capable of like listening to bullshit and letting it roll off my back. I could never be bad at that. I would have already killed myself probably if I wasn't good at that.
Right.
I think it's like I've become so connected to certain things that like I refuse to like diminish my humanity to an online persona or presence
to accommodate
just to fit into whatever is currently available to express yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like there's so many other ways I could express myself through making shit with you guys, through making this show, through other shit. I could write, I could do all these other things, but what's the quickest, easiest, and most immediate form of expression? All these fucking apps. And I think like I've built an audience enough where I don't need to keep feeding this fucking thing and growing this thing.
Right.
And I can kind of just like take my hands off of it.
Yeah.
And I think like that's the moment I'm having. Is it's actually not a negative moment. It's actually a really good moment. It means like I've literally grown out of this.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a good thing that I'm, if you want to say more sensitive or whatever, I think it's a good thing because it's so unreal that it's offensively unreal. Like it's becoming, it's like seeing all those AI, eventually those piss you off looking at them. It's like, this isn't real. Stop. Like this doesn't refer to any reality.
Right.
You know, and I think that's what these people are, because as much as I know what that is, I can understand it so well, like what that is. The fact that it's that any portion of myself is on the websites where people can just tarnish it.
Yeah.
I think is what it, and that mirrors my interpersonal relationships. Like when something's shitty, I just disappear. I just let it go and I go. I'm like, I'm not gonna fight. And you know, you clearly have your mind made up. I'm fucking done.
It's that realization that this can't be an end in itself.
Yeah.
You know, like that online shit, it can't. And I think like in a lot of ways, I've kind of had the same thing where like, I've done stand up less over the past year or so, and still been on Twitter, which I've always been on just so I can like promote stand up shit or other shit that I'm working on. And now that I'm like, I have nothing to even put on here, and even when I do, it doesn't actually get to the people I want it to get to. I'm like, what the fuck is this even for?
Yeah,
it's like it's like I have a device in my hand that's like, if I ever feel like I want to fuck up my mental health, I can just go right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I'm ever like, I'm in too good of a mood right now, let me just open my
I've
phone.
been playing the game too much because it's just fun to like. It's fun to tweet.
It is fun. It gives you just enough that you keep doing it, but like it's really more like you're in the negative, and it might bring you to zero.
Because sometimes I also...
Can I just point to something real quick? Because I feel like we're going to another thing. I wanted to say with what both of y'all were saying, like that's what I was speaking to when I say goals.
Mm-hmm.
You have goals and aims beyond social media, beyond even building up an individual social media platform.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. What do you want to do? You want to just create.
Yeah.
It just so happens that you created through these social media platforms and it fucking blew you up.
Don't have to stay there.
But you don't have to. That's not even the medium where we want to be creating.
Not at fucking all.
Yeah. Right. So it's like, it is liberating, I feel like, for you to have this moment and feel these things. And yeah, there are people, some of the biggest performers in the world, who aren't on fucking social media.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not on social media, you know?
Yeah.
And so they don't have a problem reaching people. They don't have a problem creating. They don't have a problem whatever. And that's not to say that there's not challenges or whatever, but this goes back to what I said in a previous episode about understanding these platforms as nothing more than points of distribution for what you really want to fucking do.
Right.
You know?
But it's like they don't even serve that purpose anymore.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you have it, it's
absolutely.
like we're using it. You know, we're using it. We have to use it even at a certain degree.
Yeah.
To a certain degree.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, there's something else I wanted to say, but
yeah, I mean, there's got to be an avenue to actually, you know, distribute shit outside of social media that's not some legacy institution, because a lot of the people you're talking about are people like Donald Glover.
It's like old generation, past, you know, old industry shit.
Yeah, it's like all these people that have ties to the industry and have ties to all these, like, you know, they're verified by all these institutions, whereas I feel like taking that step and leaving social media just kind of just entrenches you in that life, you know what I mean, where you don't even have your own. I mean, they feel like they do because they don't have aspirations outside of those institutions, but like for people like us, it kind of feels like being off of these platforms and entrenched in these ones, you just kind of get stuck because you don't have a life outside of the contracts that you've signed. You know, you go on little vacations where you're on a fucking yacht because for some reason every rich person likes the fucking water in this generation. But like, it kind of feels like you don't actually have a way out. You know,
there's another thing that I feel like needs to be clarified in this conversation. Or rather, like, I don't feel like we verbalized it explicitly enough, which is not every person who has a large online platform or even has a career as a creative or an artist is doing what they're doing for status as like an artist or rather like status like from a class standpoint or status from like a numbers standpoint or whatever, you know. But because of this power dynamic thing, that is the assumption. That's going to be the assumption for most people, especially because there are lots of people who that is why there's fucking sociopaths and they're narcissists. They're narcissistic as fuck. That's actually the North Star of why they do what they do and why they have huge platforms, is because they obsess over themselves.
Right.
You know? But I feel like this is really important to note, because on the other side, if you can understand that and be able to like differentiate those who have these values and those who are like narcissists or whatever, then it should inform sort of how you approach people and how you talk to people, you know. But just like on that, there's that point, and then on the other side, it's like being mindful of the power and the access that you do have. It's making me think of the whole discourse around like, you know, when someone a random account, quote unquote, like just says some crazy shit to someone with a big account, and then the person with the big account responds, and then everyone's like, oh my god, you know, it's like, oh my god, oh my god, why would you do that? You know, like,
literally.
For people who don't know, this actually happens all the time.
Yeah.
People will say whatever they want to someone with a huge platform, talk crazy. The person with a big platform responds, most of the time not even that crazy. It's more, they're just upset that they're putting the flashlight on their words of hatred.
Right.
And they go, oh my goodness, oh my god, I'm being attacked.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And there's like multiple levels to that. It's like, yeah, like you should know, like you're talking to a human being. Like
Right.
Whatever you're sending off, you're sending it to a human being.
Right.
You know? So like
that's
the thing. You should understand that if someone is someone can react to that. Like you should understand that. Like that's a possibility.
That's like the fucked up social contract that I think I like to exercise maybe too often, is like, motherfucker, we can all say whatever the fuck we want, but don't forget, anything I touch or say or retweet or do, X amount of people are going to see it. Yours, you're not. So just know that when you're on the fucking internet, and usually they don't expect it to happen. They don't expect to get quote tweeted or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you can say whatever you want and I can say whatever I want. So I'm going to use that sometimes. And it's like,
but the other side of it is the bigger point that I've been trying to make, which is like, if I'm that person with the bigger platform and the whatever, why are they even getting in my head? Right? Why are they even not why am I responding? Why would they even get in my head to where I would be like, oh
yeah,
you know?
It's gonna be real funny when Drake quote tweets us.
Like I said, he's looking.
Oh my god! Sorry.
Yeah.
Why would you sick your millions of fucking stands on us like that?
Wow! Yikes! We weren't even that mad.
Oof.
Yikes. The ones I can't stand are the people that are like, hey man, I'm just trying to level with you. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I'm going to tell you something you probably haven't heard.
Like, hey man, all these other people are mad. I'm just giving you the sober take on it.
Yeah.
But that was bad. It's like, you're the same. You're the same as the other people. You just want to try and legitimize it with some sort of like cool headedness to make it sting more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm blocking you the same, pal.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it's just like I think it's honestly I'm reaching a level where like I think it's just a new level, and I think it's like this is where I'm like, all right, I'm out. Like I'm good. Like
on a new level.
You know, like there's a reason celebrities don't look at their fucking Twitter, because it's just like,
that's the shit that's like, it's the catch-22 of like the whole shit, right? It's like people who hate cult of personality and they hate elitism, but they can't see the ways in which they are simultaneously alienating the people that they're claiming shouldn't be elevated.
Right.
Like they can't make that like connection, the ways in which they, even just in their perception of someone they see as having more power or status, and then how they interact, how they dehumanize them. And it's like, a lot of that is going to come from a class oppression and exploitation standpoint. It's like you have wealth, you have connections, you're comfortable, and you're not doing anything,
right,
good with the access that you have. You don't give a fuck about me, and you're annoying me. So I'm just gonna let off. But it's like, how do we, like Paulo Freire, how do we open up the space for this humanization process? When does that happen, and what does that look like?
Yeah,
good faith is going to be one of the fundamental parts of it. And it's like, if you can't going either way to people who have less power to people who have more power in any given context, if you're getting the sense that there's bad faith, you got to just protect yourself. You got to do what you got to do to move forward and protect yourself. But if there's space for good faith, any which way, it's like we should just lean into that, and we should like encourage that,
Yeah.
And to sort of segue slightly to kind of close this out, the context of this conversation, just to be totally transparent, because I don't mind talking about it, and I don't mind talking about how feedback, like whether I'm sensitive to it or not. I think it's worth talking about sometimes. But like, there was a person who, we were about to hit 10,000. We've been working on this show since,
it's honestly over a year, but we went live
over a year. We did, our first episode was released in April. We made this in February. We've been working on this show. Literally, it's like we've all been busting our ass since we started every single day. It's more than a full-time job, because it's just something you're totally committed to. None of us get paid to do this.
We're neglecting other labor.
We're neglecting fully, like to a near criminal degree. It's like becoming my lot. Like, this is so important to us, and we do not get paid for it. And it's like, we were about to hit 10,000 subscribers, and I was like, subscribe to Jaded Forum. Like, I was so proud. It was like 9.99. Okay, put it up on my Twitter, and a bunch of people liked it. And there was just one person who replied, bro, I'm fucking begging you for that RSS feed. Some of us can't, and he said, some of us can't play YouTube in the car to work. And I remember originally not replying to it, because as unique as you might think you are, actually every dumbass thing you fucking said I've heard from 15 other people. So you're dumb and you're not unique. And that's pathetic. But he said that, they said that, and I didn't even, because it was like, it's a fucking Tuesday, whatever. It's like business as usual. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just react to this so honestly. Like not, I could dunk on him. I could say, hey, you're fucking annoying, or blah, blah, blah. I could make a joke. I could keep it lighthearted, but I was genuinely like, how am I supposed to respond to this? How is this supposed to come off apart from annoying? And I put my phone down in a couple hours. I came back, and there was like a whole reply section of people. It was like blowing their minds I was being that cruel to express that sentiment as a reply to that, because it was such an innocent reply. And I think the overwhelming wave of oh, these people are completely disconnected from me. Yeah. They have absolutely no idea. And just to let you know, like, we have been working for weeks to get the RSS feed. Like, he has been working for weeks to get the RSS feed.
On top of all the other work.
On top of, not just for Jaded Forum. Hey, we have other work on top of this.
Yeah.
I don't, but you get it.
Yeah, he does.
Not having a job is
Trust
having
me,
a
he
job.
had to do some work recently, and I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy, the work he had to do.
Yeah.
But that was labor. That requires reimbursement, in my opinion.
Being unemployed is a job.
But I mean, like, you gotta understand, like, We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts now, so you can listen to us there.
Thank God this was not silly at all.
Yeah.
We got silly.
silly.
It's gonna be so silly.
We
I'm gonna be
started.
embarrassed and have lots of suggestions for cuts. I'm sure for myself.
I think that Eiffel 65 moment.
Tagging three.
I mean, that's. I hope that starts a movement, honestly. But yeah, so the point of this is and I'm not speaking for them, but shut the fuck up. Give us a second. If you got a question, send it to our fucking email. Don't reply to some celebratory post we're making, or if you are, then don't be fucking annoying.
Treat us like human beings. We're not. I don't think we're assholes. I think we kind of fleshed out how our openness to and our vulnerability like gets taken advantage of, or also can become a weakness. So it's like, be sensitive. Like, don't gossip. Don't like talk shit. Like, we're observant people. You know, like we see things like to a certain level. You know, so it's like, just be a decent human being. Don't treat us like. The analogy I was using for that interaction was like, it's like, the customer's always right. You know, like, don't do that. Like, don't do that. Like, it's bad that service workers have to go through what they go through. It's bad that anyone who's doing labor for anything for other people, to the degree where it becomes that transactional, to where their humanity is lost in the transaction.
Right.
You know, it's like, and if some of you talk to people in your life that way, that sucks. Like, you should be more sensitive to people in your life and like more considerate about how they feel and what they might be going through.
It's also like, if you really want a transactional relationship, and you look at our open collective right now and see how little money is in there, that like, if you want a transactional relationship, make a couple fucking transactions. You know what I'm saying? Where are the fucking transactions?
It's not like we're impossible to buy.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope we made some like clear points this episode. Sorry, I know we weren't trying to do that, but
we'll do it next time.
I think it's just good to say all this, because it's like,
fucking brought these.
I think George said it best when I was hanging out. Yeah, an object we can't swing in this small ass room. Your screen went off.
That was so sad.
Well, brought these.
These.
A depressed Michelangelo.
Yeah, no.
Got no play.
Yeah, no. Let's talk about the internet, I guess. You guys are, no, it's fine.
I brought my nunchucks. I was high off 4 packs of Gushers. I was ready.
I was going off the gush.
Oh god. But yeah, I don't know. Basically, I'm getting to a point where it's like, if the respect's not there, I'm not there, and that's really all it is. You know, why get into the ego battles?
Yeah, I feel that.
Well, my computer about to die.
That's fine.
Well,
I'm about to die.
Mine's still working.
Like, energy wise, not actually.
Yeah, no. It's bad time.
Winning 11, the game on the PlayStation.
Jack and Daxter. Precursor orb.
Do you want to, before we go, do you want to hear the Chris Brown story?
Fuck.
Have I really not told that on this?
I don't think
It's a thing in and of itself, though, beyond the show. Didn't it go viral?
I don't think it really went viral. It was like, it was posted. Actually, maybe it did in like a Reddit channel, but
I'm pretty sure it got a
subreddit.
lot of attention.
Yeah.
I never heard of it.
Okay, so I guess we could post I still have the video I can post, but like this was like at the start of the pandemic, and everybody was doing outdoor shows. We did this show at I think this was at Herbert Von King Park.
Oh, I know the park. Yeah.
They got these Coliseum steps.
Yeah. It's like an amphitheater.
Yeah. And so they were doing a show there, and I went up. I did my little set. I did a joke about Chris Brown. Don't even remember what the joke was. Some about how like if you're gonna keep being a fan, just acknowledge the fucked up shit that he did. And it's like I'm not gonna even say shit about it. I don't care. And yeah, Usher can't backflip on beat. Sure, I'll give you that. And I said something about him and Rihanna, and this dude shouts out from the back of the audience. He goes, "She burned him," which like I didn't know at the time that meant she gave him herpes. I had no idea. And so I just like start talking shit back to this dude, and I forget what he said. I think I told him to suck my dick, which people in New York do not like.
No, them's just fighting words.
Them's fighting words. In Atlanta, you can get away with it a little bit, but like
sometimes it's like a positive.
Sometimes it's a positive.
In Atlanta, it's like suck my dick. Let's go.
We're in Midtown, you know. But yeah, he didn't like that, and he said something along. I think it was I forget what the exact words. Something like, "No, you suck my dick," and then there was "I used to cut niggas like you in Comstock," is what he said. That is the name of a prison. And
the villain from
BioShock
like, Infinite.
And I stopped telling people to suck my dick after
I stopped and I sure did. And but also I was like, niggas like me, they were not supposed to be there.
Anime niggas in prison. Yeah, I seen your type of prison.
That's actually a good...
I watched your show. Yeah, I watched your show.
That's a good anime, actually. Anime niggas in prison. It's an isekai.
Yeah, this is my waifu. You know, the fucking body pillow.
Yeah.
Someone in prison has a body.
Has
pillow.
a waifu
absolutely.
for sure. Yeah,
absolutely.
This is my waifu body pillow.
The funny thing about that about after I posted that story is a bunch of my cousins hit me up because they saw the video and they were like, because like he like took his shirt off and was about to rush the stage.
Ooh.
And I think his friend stopped him or some shit.
So hot right now.
It was fucking. And like in the video, you can see me kind of like slow, like just kind of like pondering unscrewing the mic stand and like pulling it out and like Freddie Mercury, you know.
It's a good move.
Yeah. And then my cousin,
little Donatello vibe.
And my cousin noticed, like, he was like, "I saw you took your hat off because you was ready to fight." And I was like, "No, I took my hat off because I know if you get your hat knocked off in a fight, you lost the fight." Like, what do you?
Let me get this. Let me just get
Let me
this.
just
out
get
of the
my
way.
hat and my socks and shoes off. And
Yeah, let me just completely disrobe.
That's really
Nick,
the way
you
to
gonna fight me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like knock
You
your
gonna fight me? You gotta touch my penis if you gonna fight me, Nick. You gonna do that?
He was like, I was gonna knock your head off like Sonic rings, but no, I guess I can't do that anymore. But yeah,
that's fucking wild. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
It puts it in perspective. Thank
Puts
God
it
these
all in
little
perspective,
dweebs aren't
huh?
there ready to stab me.
Anybody on
That is a great point.
Anybody
They're
on
just
TikTok?
a bunch of little effete soys out there.
Anybody on TikTok stab you?
Nope. I'm really glad they haven't.
Yeah.
Well, folks, another
one in the bag.
What's the illuminating episode of Yedoye Forum?
Opencollective.com
/ Jaded Forum. You can check out our website, jaded.site. We do have a domain. Dumbass.
Yeah, but you got to get off that proton mail. Okay, you're not a pro. If you got somebody else's, everybody knows this.
Get on Neutron Mail. Come on.
Get on newgrounds.com. A lot of good stuff on there. A lot of good content.
Get on albinoblacksheep.com. That's where you want to put your dumb man.
Phone me the squirrel. That's my kind of guy.
www.boobwoman.com. One of my favorite websites in 3rd grade.
Was that a real website?
But you know, back in the day, you go www. boobs.com. And then you click it.
Yeah.
And then your older sister would come down and be like, oh my God, what are all these tabs? Oh my God. I'd be like, I just guessed. I don't know.
It's like www.tats.com.
Yeah.
I can clap us out.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.